folk at the Life Be Lifing podcast. Yeah. We are hosted by the dynamic, the witty, the wise, the wonderful, the electric, and eclectic Mimi, the goddess.
What it do?
And from the Podcast Link Philly family, I have two of my brothers here tonight who will also be with me on the panel Sunday at our third live show. We have Mr. Know-It-All. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to let him do his introduction because y'all know I love intros. Go ahead, do your introduction.
What's the deal? It's your favorite podcaster's favorite podcaster, even if you didn't know that he podcasted, as well as podcasting and multimedia's lovable, smart ass. I'm Mr. Know-It-All. As always, good brother and good sister. Thank you for having me.
Glad to have you back, brother. Glad to have you back.
You already know. Yep.
And of course, if y'all been following me even since the 2 King 215 days, y'all have seen me collaborate with this brother before alongside Hype and on their own platform, the BTG 215 podcast. That is Bridgin the Gap. My big bro, Big Dan himself in the building with us for the first time.
My man, what's going on, bro? Appreciate you, Big Dan from the Bridgin the Gap podcast, streaming live on all streaming platforms, happy to be here, let's have it. I'm ready because I don't think that our opinions is going to line up today. I don't know. I'm ready for it, man. Hey, listen, I can't wait for the show this weekend, and I appreciate y'all inviting me on tonight, man. I'm ready,
man. Yeah, no, that's one of the best parts of me and their relationship. We could be toe to toe, back to back, fighting together on the same thing, and then flip 5 seconds later and be right at each other about the same thing.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
either way, it's going to be quality content. Y'all already know how we give it up. And of course, they are all being flanked by your favorite fat freckled man, your favorite coach's favorite coach, the big dog himself. Who? Let's get into this thing. So listen, we got 2 main topics tonight that we finna get into. And we'll just go ahead, and everybody knows that I start off, I gotta double check everything. But while I'm doing that, we should know that right now there's a very popular conversation. It came up, I feel like a couple years ago. I don't even feel like it's new, but somehow this conversation made its way back into the Matrix.
Yes, come on, go ahead.
Somehow this conversation has made its way back into the Matrix.
Wow.
100 men versus one gorilla. So before the dudes get on here and piss y'all off, we gonna go ahead and let the innocent bystander make a couple of comments. Mish, from the outside looking in, tell me 2 things. 1, how do you feel about this conversation? And 2, give us who you putting your money on, the men or the gorillas. Oh, hold on. Let me put this not personal. Let me put the caveat out so we understand and we all on the same page. We're talking about 100 average men. Keyword. Average.
That's not fair.
100 average men, and we're talking about a full-grown gorilla, hand to hand, no weapons, and we talking about in the great outdoors, outside.
It's got to be space.
Okay,
space
so these are the parameters. All right, open space.
Right.
100 average men, 1 full-grown gorilla. Me. So on you.
I wasn't aware this was a topic of conversation.
Yo, this is.
Listen, I don't know what brought it back.
I did not know. Who the fuck is talking about this shit?
Everybody.
Who the fuck
literally
everybody.
Literally.
Well, y'all, I guess I'm just not everybody. Maybe I am a Martian. Because I am not privy to this conversation at all.
Man, they've been talking about this
shit.
Every podcast,
every streaming platform. Everybody has an opinion.
Yep.
People making jokes about it on sports shows.
Yep.
They even put the AI joint up where they actually did the fight.
Oh my God, yes. They have AI simulations of it already.
I've seen
already.
versions of it.
So it is hilarious.
a government worker that actually does some fucking work. They don't have to return to the office. I'm working double time. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't have time for these stupid ass conversations. It's a dumb ass conversation.
Why you think that? Why?
Just entertain us. What do you think? What do you think would happen if 100?
No. First, let her answer why she think it's a dumb conversation. Yeah. First, let her answer that part.
I got better shit to do with my time. It's clown season. My goddaughter about to make me put the heart emoji hands around her fucking neck. Like I don't talk about 100 gorillas against a nigga. 100 men against a gorilla.
Did you hear about the woman and the bear? The woman and the bear in the forest.
And I will tell you, I did not participate.
She hated in that conversation.
Okay. She did. I just wanted to know.
When God tells y'all I am a different breed, like I swear that I'm rare, that type of shit do not interest me. Don't move me.
I respect that. I respect that.
She did hate that.
They said
what the fuck are we talking about here? Not until me and him got into a whole argument about what do you bring to the table. I'm not talking about that shit either.
I might drop that B-roll someday because that joint was crazy.
That was wild. Like you would have thought me and Nari were like enemies. Because I was like, why are we fucking talking about this again? What the fuck is the point? Show me better than you can tell me. Crazy. I was going off. I
don't even want to start that because I really want to know what the hell y'all was talking about.
He'll probably drop it one day. He had to hit the pause button and say, what do you? Like, I said,
because I'm like, bro, what are we on?
I'm sick of this fucking conversation. So honestly, to be honest, like, where do women come up with this dumbass shit? Because I know this is a woman to come up with this shit. And why are we talking about this dumbass shit? Because theoretically, you still gonna date the bum ass nigga that can't beat the gorilla no way.
Well, no nigga.
Y'all bitches love an average ass nigga any goddamn way. You're not even dating the type of nigga that can even go.
Wait a minute. Where is this going?
What's wrong with average?
It's going off the rails. It's going off the rails.
And so this is the point that I'm making, right? It's nothing wrong with an average nigga. But women seem to think that those are the type of men that are not worthy of dating them, right? Like for instance, why you picking a bear over a man? What did some man do to you to where you would rather be stuck in the woods with a bear than a man?
Yeah. That's a wild take, and I think
I'm not understanding it.
They said
because whole time now, read tell you, I can go toe to toe with a nigga, probably knock a nigga out. So I'm picking the dude all day. I'm not picking the bear. I can't beat the bear.
They said if it was 100 women versus a gorilla, that the women would win because they bringing a bear.
you know, women are really starting to make females like me look like we are in a very stupid category.
But you got to even think about it. Listen, do you know how?
Hey, take me out the group chat. Take me out the group chat.
Take me out the. She said, "Ladies, take her out the chat."
Do you know how scared you gotta be to want to be there? Would you feel safer with a fucking bear?
And
do you know how scared you gotta you gotta be scarred to your soul that you feel safer with a fucking bear than you do with a man? You like you just said, you can fight off a man. That bear gonna fuck you up.
But let's be honest about the reason why they say this shit, right? Because
okay.
This is actually what they're trying to do is they're trying to stake their claim into actually proving to men that they still feel unprotected. Now, if you ask me anything about men and women's relationships, and I'm not even talking about intimate ones, I'm just talking about in general. When they say I don't feel protected, like black women don't feel protected by black men, black women don't really want black men's protection a lot of the time.
Ooh, that's a whole nother conversation.
So when we start talking about it, because here's the thing. Most men will protect you, but you wouldn't stand up for that man to want to protect you. So why the fuck would I even think a second thought about you when you wouldn't piss on fire to put me out? So the ones that are with you, that love you, that cherish you, you know goddamn well they'll protect you. But the lonely bitches that run around talking all this shit that I need a man or I haven't done what I needed to do in a previous life in order to get this man that I need will sit up there and say, well, I don't feel protected by men because every time that I deal with one, it doesn't go correctly. It doesn't go correctly because I think you're the problem. Like I said, the problem don't call the problem about the problem.
It's called self-reflection.
What did you say earlier? Okay.
It's self-reflection. Yeah. Right. A lot of people do not know how to look in the mirror and say, damn, maybe it's me. Like, you know how many people it's always, and you know, it ain't just women, men got the same problem too. Sometimes you got to look in the mirror and say, damn, maybe it's fucking me. If every time something comes up, it's just me riffing and all this shit, maybe I'm the one with the fucking problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I literally had a conversation with my little bro about like things that have transpired within my relationship where I had to be like, hey, yo, I was part of the problem. Like there were certain things I did, said, you know, certain reactions and responses I gave that caused certain shit to happen the way that they happen. And honestly, protection is one of those things that my husband was like really like touch and go about because of how assertive I am, but what most people would say aggressive. And it's just like, well, what I need to protect you from, you protect yourself all the time. Like you gonna jump in front of me before I'm gonna jump in front of you. You don't even give me a chance. So it's like, women, what are we doing to cause men to feel like it's no point in me protecting her?
My wife is little and with the shits, but she know if me and her is out together, she ain't never gotta get in that mode. If anything, she's trying to get me out of that mode. Like chill. Like about mine, I don't play.
The problem with it is that men's aggression and men's conflict with other men is always a matter of life and death. Women take their beef and they think that translates over the same way that men go. So when we going back and forth with a dude, when this go left, somebody's life is on the line.
Yes.
Every time.
With women, on the other hand, I've seen 20 bitches fight in a Waffle House and throw each other over tables and walk away and get on live and talk about it the next day. You don't see that with men. If we in the jail, somebody get hurt or killed in that Waffle, that's where crime scenes happen at. And I think that a lot of times that's where like all this is instigating and pushing men to be a specific type of way, and then be like, why you act like that when they fly off the handle? You know, like you really, really gotta, like the lioness sits in front of the lion, and she does that for a reason. He has your back, but she also knows
she sees what's coming.
Right, she has to see what's coming and be mindful that when it's time for him to go, somebody's gonna die. So she has to make sure that everything is staying plain, flat, and in sight. And a lot of times, women ain't trying to hear that shit. Oh, my emotions, you know what I'm saying? When I'm ready to go, it's just
hey, don't use that word emotions before Myron get tuned up this week.
Oh shit!
No, but
y'all got. I'm about to say.
Pipe down. But honestly, though, no, you know, you made a really good point because you know I'm all of those things, and then I know like sometimes when my husband would see me getting upset, so now he feels like, okay, I can't let her be the one wilding out with another dude, so now I gotta step up, and I know that's not really his comfort zone, and that. But then when it gets to a point, you know, where it's looking like it's going too far, then I gotta back him down, and now he's like, why are you stopping me? Like you are kind of the cause of this shit. And I'm just trying to do what I think you would want me to do. But now you're telling me don't do it. Like you're fucking confusing me. Once we had that conversation like real live, and I think Nari and I talked about this one night, I was like, damn, I didn't even see it from that vantage point. Like my lens was just not dialed into that. I just kind of was like, oh, shit. So you like going back to why you talking to the problem about the problem. Once my husband started talking to the problem about the problems, like the problem started saying, "Bitch, you the problem."
Yeah. If you can recognize that is great identification. Thank you.
That's half the battle right there.
Thank my therapist.
Mine was the opposite. My wife started talking to the problem about the problem. Oh yeah, I was the problem. Hey, listen, I'll be very transparent. I was the problem. But listen, she was the type of woman that I was willing to change my shit for. So, you know, it'd be like that sometimes.
That's what's up.
It'd be like that sometimes.
And see, you probably one of them men that's going take that gorilla on with no problem though.
Hey, listen, back to the gorilla.
So let's get into it.
I got 100 regular niggas. Listen,
go ahead, Bill.
At least 60 niggas is going to die.
No,
okay.
At least 100 niggas is going to die.
No, listen, bro, listen. That gorilla, you got to think about it. Gorillas are, now, y'all don't know this about me, but I'm a fucking
To answer in the chat, somebody asked, is a male gorilla or female? I said full-grown male gorilla.
Okay.
Go ahead, Dan.
So here's the thing. What a lot of people don't know about me, I'm an outdoorsy nigga. I'm a Animal Planet nigga. Like, when I was a kid, I swear to God, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a fucking a veterinarian and shit. I wanted to know everything about animals. That was my shit. Then I realized that they could kill you, and I'm like, nah, I'ma chill. I'ma just watch the documentaries and shit. But gorillas are built for a quick burst. So they're gonna probably burst through 40 to 50 niggas. But by the time we get to that 60, we can pile on this nigga. Now, mind you said average size niggas. I'm sorry.
Average.
But if you give 30 of me, 30 of Nah, 30 of Mr. Know-It-All, and 10 whoever, my nigga.
That's a body.
We're winning.
That's a body.
We're winning. I'm sorry.
Yo,
I work at a nightclub, bro. 100 niggas.
But so this is why. So go ahead, Keith. Go ahead, Keith. Get your bars off, bro.
Let's talk about the physical matter of a gorilla. All right,
let's talk about it.
Let's talk about the bone density, which is 10 times stronger than any human being.
Okay,
right?
Exactly. 600 pounds.
Any human being.
Any human being. Right. So let's talk about the fact that the muscle mass alone. The muscle mass alone is 4 to 5 times more than any human being. They triple in the weight, and not only that, the force that they swing with is enough to crush or rip a limb off instantly.
1,000%.
All right. So, and not only that, they are unevolutionized human beings. So essentially, they had to fight. They had to fight motherfucking dinosaurs and shit like that back in the day. You ever see motherfucking you ever see a gorilla? The teeth?
Yes.
You see my teeth? My teeth is my canines is light work.
Right.
Which colors look like you know how when a vampire fully start to transform?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? With that extra werewolf effect.
Yes, the canines is crazy.
That's what
6 to 7 inches long. I know.
That's what every gorilla looks like.
He gonna pause that too. I know it.
I know. Pause that entire situation. But like the whole. I was about to say something crazy. I was about to say the bite.
Go ahead.
Wow, for no damn reason.
But not only that, so put it like this. You're right. Let's say with no weapons though. Let's say that
no weapons.
Straight hand.
If my hand punches the back of his head, which probably because he'll curl up while he's eating somebody. Pause. He'd be like this while he's biting down on somebody. So we punching him in the back of the head. Every one of us will break our hands. Go to elbow him, you break your elbow.
We're not doing that.
This shit is like punching a brick wall, bro.
See, that's the thing. You trying to fight him. You have to overpower it. That's the thing. So here's the thing. Full-grown gorilla, 6'2", 600 pounds of muscle. One of me, 6'2", 400 pounds. Dog, I'm telling you, once we get on top of this nigga, it's not about all that rumbling shit. See, you trying to fight him. We gotta tire him out. Listen,
you gotta tire him out.
You gotta listen. I gotta listen. I created a whole strategy. You gotta be in the back. If you in the back 20, you gotta put the biggest niggas in the back 20 to 30. You know what I'm saying?
We gonna die.
No, listen. I'm trying to tell you.
At the end of the day, the fact that men are even entertaining these conversations is a bigger
because you gotta understand at a man's essence, man versus beast is like that's encoded in our DNA.
Natural, yes.
That's why men hunt. That's why men fish. We have a natural aggression in us that make us want to go do some shit.
Yeah, now us. You know what we got to do to win? You want to rip his balls off?
Hey, listen, somebody got to put a finger in his ass. It's gonna fall him off.
That nigga's going down.
Whoa.
That nigga's definitely going down.
Listen, I read about it. It disoriented him.
So what are you going to do if you put a finger in his ass?
I don't even know how we got here.
We got to pound down on him.
I don't know how we got here.
I didn't say me. I said somebody.
Lifers. I don't know how we got here. I'm sitting here marking this to make the clip, but for sure, I'm going to have the clip right here because I don't know how we got to go figuring the animal booty is crazy.
Not me. But somebody.
Oh my God. Keish, I don't know. Keish said, what did I walk in on? Keish, I don't know. I don't know.
You probably the only nigga that thought, like, yo, if I stick my finger in his ass.
You ain't never seen two. Hey, listen.
I don't know if he is the only nigga that thought that, honestly.
When two dogs fight, to get them off of each other, they stick the finger in the ass because it disorients them.
This is a gorilla.
All I'm gonna say is y'all need to start.
Animal Planet. We just gonna call this. We gonna call this Danimal Planet.
That's funny. That's funny. Dog,
you gotta call it the Danimal Planet.
I've been thinking about this shit all week. I got a strategic plan and how we gonna map it out in waves. It's gonna go smart. All the big niggas gotta be in the back. I'm trying to tell you.
Myron, the whole pod went left, not Myron. Whole pod went left.
Hey, listen.
Somebody said his finger gonna clench and his ass gonna clench and your finger gonna be gone.
Hey, listen. Somebody gotta take one for the team. We done sacrificed 60 niggas.
So listen. Let's get to that. Because the one thing everybody agrees on, whether you picked 100 men.
Yeah, my fault. Look, remember on the Avengers when Tony Stark looked at Doctor Strange?
Oh my God!
Oh my God! We won.
Well, at least Catherine is laughing.
Oh man! Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat, Kate. Oh God,
that's insane. Bro.
So let's get to that though. That's the one thing that I'm glad that everybody agrees on, whether you pick gorilla or 100 men. The one thing everybody agrees on is death. A whole lot of it.
A whole lot of death.
Less than 100 men make it. Less than half make it back.
Yeah.
Less than
100%.
So
it's going to take 50 just to tire them out, just for us to have a chance.
So I picked the gorilla, and the reason why I picked the gorilla, based on average principle, is a couple of things that have to do with manhood that we could honestly be straight about. We got 3 men on here, and we gonna go ahead and put ego aside, and we gonna talk straight with y'all. First and foremost, the average man is not a dog. The average man is not a real dog. All of us done been through fights. I don't know if y'all been jumped as many times as I've been jumped. One thing I know is that exactly once you start teeing off,
I ran.
Once you start teeing, he said I ran. Hey, look, I ran too. They just caught me. There was nowhere for me to go at some point.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna cap like I was John Wayne just waiting for 7 days. I'm talking about some. Yeah, hombre, you're not gonna. No. They caught me, bro. They cut me off at the corner. I tried to make it out.
So all y'all niggas on 52nd Street back in like '99, bitch ass niggas.
Y'all got me
out. I was about to say niggas from Blakewood Street, niggas from Germantown area, from West Oakland. Y'all know what's up. I strolled y'all. I told y'all, I talked about that in the last episode. I got my payback, so we all good. But one thing for sure is that once you start teeing off on a couple of them, you don't have to fight all of them.
Oh yeah,
like
real shit.
Enough dudes who actually know how to fight, and I'm not talking about like super skilled fighters or anything like that, but just got some dog in them, and they can hit hard. Straight up, nobody Spartans, and this is just what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. The average guy. If you can like Dan said, if you can multiply me, Keith, and Dan, we not all making it back. But a few Keith Nyes and Dans is going to make it back, and we're going to smother this gorilla. We're going to take him out.
Mm-hmm.
We've all committed to the fact that we don't know who's going to make it out alive. We've all committed to that fact, first and foremost. But the problem is, again, we're not the average thinkers. We're not the average male size. I think Keith is probably the closest thing to an average male at our age in terms of height and weight. You just said you 400. I'm 350. We already outside of that average parameter as is. So if you just take average guys, 5'7", 200 pounds.
You're ripping through them.
You know what I'm saying? That's already the deficit right then and there. Secondly, like I said, the amount of heart that has to be had, the kind of dog in you that you have to possess to see 5 dudes get wrecked. Because even if you put, let's say, okay, for benefit of the situation, instead of 100 average dudes, we throw in 5 super niggas. Once those average dudes see 2 of the super niggas go down, oh no, they don't want no parts.
So we talking like, are we talking like LeBron super nigga?
That's why I'm like, what is a super nigga?
So
listen, we've all seen those dudes that like LeBron is a physical mutant. Yeah. To be completely honest, right. He's a mutant. Yeah. So we talking about that type of super nigga, somebody who's 6'7" or at the very least 6'3". You know what I'm saying? Really great condition, got hands, and is willing to die behind whatever they fighting on. The average person is not willing to die over a fight. The average person is not willing to die over their beliefs and what they say they stand on. So that alone is going to thin out the herd, because once cowards get in the way, the brave don't have a chance. Because what's going to happen is people are going to run and somebody's going to get knocked down while they trying to go to fight and other people are trying to run.
Real shit.
You know what I'm saying? Also,
real shit.
With men, and this has been proven, this is not me dissing women, this has been proven, that if you get groups of men and you get groups of women, men tend to get the job done because we believe in hierarchy. Whereas women believe in egalitarian. Women believe we all play a part, we can all be equal, we can all get together and get this done. Men do not believe that shit. We believe in whoever is the best at it is who we gonna rock with.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like Dan is of the opposite.
But that's why I said he don't count as an average man. That's why I said he don't count as an average man. First of all, he has extra knowledge.
Because he said a couple of y'all like we gonna do it together. So.
Well, here's the thing. In my scenario, I picked my 100 men.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying.
I'm not going to war with 100 average niggas against a fucking gorilla. I need 100.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Because you have to have it level set. You have to have it level set to have this conversation. Because if we start saying we could pick the best of the best, then of course you feel like, okay, 3 will make it out. 3 dudes will still be there at the end of the day, because somebody will come up with the plan and they'll be able to galvanize enough people to follow them to smother this gorilla. As most people said, as even Keith said, punching this gorilla is stupid.
Futile.
Punching this gorilla is idiotic.
Futile.
So we're just going to say, hey, we're just going to straight up football dog pile this gorilla. Whoever he starts chewing and breaking up, it just is what it is until we deprive him of enough air to where we get to walk away.
So all my bullshit aside, if you're thinking about just average men, and mind you, in my scenario, no, we're not just going to go fight the gorilla. It got to be a scenario where it's 100 niggas, and we're obviously somewhere where we can't get away from this fucking gorilla. So here's the thing. Right. You put 100 average men in this room, average size. I ain't talking about no big niggas. Survival is going to kick in. At some point, at least 50 of them is going to be like, yo, we got to do what we got to do to get the fuck up out of here.
But the problem is I don't got to be in 50 amongst average men.
And see, listen, and that's kind of, I understand, and I agree with you with that now, because this is what I'm going to say, is that there is not an equal divide in when it comes to fight or flight.
Facts.
But believe it or not, it's less than 25% people that.
But mind you, but you got to remember what I just said. I'm not saying fight or flight. I'm saying we are in a closed area where there is no other choice but to fight. So now survival.
But those dudes will ball up. Those dudes will ball up and accept their death.
Yeah, they'll accept.
Those will be the dudes trying to push other dudes forward. Like you don't know. Like as if they're not going to die too.
They'll push the fighters into the gorilla. Like
perfect example.
How it works. Yeah.
Perfect example. Think about how many. Just let's localize it to Philly. Think about how many times you've seen somebody go kill multiple people, and people didn't jump to kill him. Yep. I don't know if y'all remember some years back. Dude got on the sub. He got on the sub. Orange Line. Yep. Took a hammer out. Dude sitting there minding his business. They don't know each other. And he banged ball right in the skull. Yep. And then got off the train. Think about nobody stopped to think that survival instinct that we talked about, if that was real, if that was present in the average man, the majority of people those average men would have got and said, yo, if he did that to him, he can do that to me. Yo, I'm on him. While he's sitting there swinging his hammer, I'm coming out of nowhere, doing whatever I can. Because this boy's lost already. I can't save him. I'm trying to save me. Even if it's just from that selfish 100%, I got to make it home. Yeah. Then they would have attacked that man. Especially, they would have looked to see who else was thinking what they thinking. Because that's the difference, right? When you have that survival instinct, you look around, and you start seeing who thinking what you thinking. And y'all don't have to have no words. Especially between men. You don't have to have no words. Once that one dude get up, other dudes get up, and that's what tells you those not the average men.
Nah, what about back at 23? Was it 23 last year? The dude pushed somebody right on the fucking train tracks on the L.
Yes.
Stood there, watched it happen, and let him run. Nobody tripped the nigga, nobody jumped on him, nobody worried about
no. They did this. They pulled the phones out and they recorded the
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. So you think that these people are brave enough to take? We gonna find 100 niggas that is brave enough to take on a gorilla, but most people won't even be brave enough to say, "Hey, stop!" They'll just pull the fucking phone out and start shooting. That's ridiculous, bro.
And so that's what I'm saying. The average man, we don't have a chance. 100 average men don't have a chance
at all. Yeah. You would have to drop the gorilla in the middle of a UFC conference.
Hey, listen, you give me 50 Brock Lesnar's? 50 Brock Lesnar's is fucking that gorilla up. I'm sorry.
Yes.
That's because you're at the place in order for it to count. You drop that gorilla in the middle of North Philly, guess the fuck what? He'll be standing on a block by himself. Until they come back out with guns. All them
That's a fact.
I remember years ago, wasn't it a fucking lion that escaped from the zoo or something like that?
It was zebras and shit running up and down the fucking from the Soul Circus.
Y'all want me to hit y'all with something really? Y'all want me to hit you all with something really real to show that this is the case?
Right.
Why we're not going to be 100 average men can't beat the gorilla? Look at our neighborhoods. Look at our neighborhoods. Our neighborhoods are not overrun with criminals and thugs and gangsters and mobsters and killers.
No.
They are in the lowest percentage. No matter what hood you go to.
Yep.
No matter what hood you go to.
Yep.
The killers, the gangsters, all of them are in the lower percentage. It's probably 20% of the population and lower. And I'm being mad generous with 20.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying to you? If they are not going to, if people have to live there, people worry about it. People will keep their kids inside first. People will not go outside first. People are looking to move first. So you mean to tell me that other people, even people who are armed themselves, taking advantage of that Second Amendment, are not going to say, you know what, we're going to take our blocks back and we're going to smoke them.
But you know
it's way less of them than it is of us, and we are going to smoke them.
You know,
and the cops not going to get in our way because we're doing them a favor. So you mean to tell me these same people can't have that mindset, but they're going to see that gorilla's going to look like King Kong to them.
But you know,
once he start getting busy, because like you said, bursts, right? So he's not maintaining that kind of force every way down. He's not Saitama. He's not Goku. You know what I'm saying? He's not none of that.
Right.
But all somebody has to do is see three of the stronger guys get hit and laid to waste.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. If we not stopping these YNs right now, there's no way you could convince me 100 average men take a gorilla.
So, the entirety of this topic, it has to do with the conversation that lends itself back. So when we start talking about crime and poverty, it's almost you can make a direct correlation of something like, a gorilla attacking, to where is that you can overwhelm it, but it could be a person's mindset to make them feel as if that they're less than. So you won't have enough brave people to actually approach this situation because people feel like this is the boogeyman. So when you start talking about, like, think about a Nino Brown type situation.
Yeah.
It might have been 20 of them niggas, but it's hundreds of people that live in this whole, that lived in the
neighborhood in the Carter.
Yeah, in the Carter, right? Yep. So you think to yourself, well, goddamn, why don't the cops, why don't the people band together? Any one of our impoverished neighborhoods can be taken back by the citizens. But you know why? What happens is that you have certain people that are empathetic, you have certain people that don't care, and then the rest are afraid. And they're afraid of they've been placed inside of a mindset because now you have people that are a part of this that have nothing to do with it, like the little YNs that fight to actually protect the system. We are living in a matrix that we created. Like this is what the mind state is all about. These young niggas ain't the niggas that's running nothing. There's another old head that's your age that's running shit. But these young boys will protect that situation at all costs. So these are the same type of niggas that are not brave enough to fight the gorilla. They're the ones that'll push you into the motherfucker. So you'll never find 100 niggas that's brave enough. That's the reason why 100 niggas will never beat a gorilla. Because the gorilla ain't got no ego. He's there for survival. And 100 niggas is on you until I stop breathing, which is going to be a fucking tough task. If you give me 3 seconds of energy within a 15-minute span, I'm killing 100 niggas because I'm stronger, faster, and more hunting than any one of y'all. You niggas is afraid of me. And it's
here's the thing.
I don't care if you're 200 or 400. The reason why is that because there's nothing. See, the thing about the difference with us is that as human beings, we believe that like in the situation that we are, like we built muscle mass and the size. The only thing about it is that our internal organs, the 170-pound dude and the 500-pound dude, your organs are the same size. You can take the same type. You can take the same type of damage. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, when this gorilla hits you, you may be able to absorb a lot more of it from the outside, but this nigga is ripping limbs off. You know what I'm saying? And we might have more muscle mass for our limb not to fall off as fast as the skinny nigga, but at the end of the day, dog is coming off.
All right,
that's a max.
So before you go, Dan, I'm gonna let you cook right quick. But I wanna say something because I see Mimi's comments. And I want to say the whole purpose. I brought up this conversation for 2 reasons.
Right.
3 reasons, really. 1, because somebody asked me to talk about it. 2, because I knew it would be fun and I knew it would get funny at some point. So it was great content.
Right.
But 3, because I knew there was a real conversation behind it. Dan said it earlier. Kane said it earlier. Myron said it earlier. That these conversations are rooted in male logic. And trying to understand how we have to navigate life and willing to be, and whether we're willing to be honest or whether we're going to lie to ourselves and others about our capabilities in how to navigate life. Like this, that's why I made those parallels to that. So yes, talking about 100 men versus a gorilla sounds silly because it's not practical. It's not likely, but the deeper conversation is about 100 men the problem is that 100 men on average are not ready to ride out for whatever it is they say they believe in.
Not at all.
So it's that much more important. And granted, we're just doing it at the podcasting level at this point, but it's that much more important that men out here find your tribes. Find the men who are like you. Find the men who are concerned with impact, legacy, building. People who know that. And appreciate you joining, bro. I was trying to get on your live earlier, but some family stuff came up. I appreciate you though. I appreciate you. That's Ant from the Ant Money podcast over there, part of Big Exclusive Network. Shout out to Ant, also a fellow Germantown alumni. But Ant, come to the show Sunday if you ain't busy, bro. I'm gonna send you the link. But that's the greater conversation, and I knew that this could be a vehicle to that kind of conversation. So when people hear, we have the laughs, we have the great clip moments earlier, but at the end of the day, they could hear grown men. They could even read in the chat.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? How grown men are responding. My brother mentioned something like leadership. That's so very important in terms of male-led communities, and men have to lead these communities. No disrespect to women whatsoever, because we're not talking about their capabilities to lead. We're talking about the long-standing impact has to be done by men, because women do a lot of heavy lifting. Women show up a lot, but the problem why these things don't stick is because men are not in front of them. And women at some point have to move on and get other things done.
Right.
Real shit.
The things that are going to last, even if a woman is the mastermind, right? Let's say the woman is the mastermind behind everything. It has to have a male face in front of it.
It has to.
At the very least, a competent and capable male face in front of it. Because that's what people, just by the way things have been, it leads people into that kind of, okay, I'm gonna follow him, I'm gonna follow him, I'm gonna follow him. Even if part of it is just mindless, habitual behavior. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like I said, I knew that I would be able to squeeze some quality grade A orange juice out of what seemed like a goofy ass fruit salad.
No, that was good shit. That was good shit.
Yeah,
I was waiting for somebody to bring that shit up. That shit been on my mind all week.
So this was fun. This was fun.
I love it.
This was fun, and I appreciate that. That's why y'all coming on, y'all volunteering to come on was perfect. It was absolutely perfect, because I get to also showcase part of what my panel going to do Sunday. We are amazing at this podcast. I keep trying to tell y'all.
We're gonna wipe the fucking floor with the rest of them, and they know.
No disrespect, man. No disrespect. Me and Hype took it the first time. But now I told y'all I gotta be like Nino and gotta do my brother like G Money, man. I'm my brother's keeper, but he gotta go.
Damn.
He gotta go.
It is,
but
it's gonna happen.
Shout out to everybody in the chat. Women's role. Ant said women's role is important, but we need to lead. Absolutely. Kane was mentioning things like war strategies again, pulling it into. IRL, yes. Right. We can't take our neighborhoods back without strategy. It can't just be let's go load up the guns.
Exactly.
We have to figure out who we're going to supply with the guns, not just out of capability, but who got the good record for it. You know what I'm saying? Who could afford to go sit in jail? Who could afford to eat that charge if it don't go well? These are all the things that have to be talked about and discussed and accepted. And again, that's why 100 average men not going to do it, because out of that 100 average men, if you send 100 average men to go take over a block and wherever you think the worst part of Philly is, you're going to have dudes that went with the march 100 and the minute they heard a gun pop, they did. The minute they saw somebody get shot, they did. That's more guys running. You know what I'm saying? The minute the cops come, they did. They start thinking about themselves. They start thinking about, do I really want to go out like this? And because we hear it all the time, every time we hear these movements and protests, this not going to really work out anyway. So why am I going to sacrifice?
The average man is not willing to sacrifice himself for the greater good. Bottom line.
He's not. Bottom line.
Yeah.
Bottom line.
And that's
Russ, welcome to the chat, bro.
Survival. Even if the greater
good is survival. Even if the greater good is literally survival. Our life shows it. Our life shows it as black men. Our life shows it.
We live in a world as black men full of extraordinary casualties on a regular basis. So if you think
extraordinary casualties, I like that.
RNs is getting it done. And when I say RNs, I don't mean registered nurses. I mean regular.
Right.
It's getting it done. You're gravely mistaken.
It's not going to happen.
You know what I'm saying? Your purpose, there's people out here that know their purpose is to die for the cause. And they do exactly that.
Yeah.
Those are the extraordinary casualties I'm talking about. So if you think that people that are afraid to do it are going to be the ones to change shit, it ain't gonna happen. So
That's
I mean, yeah,
facts.
that's that. You know, that's just my mindset all the way around.
And I see you said you've been mentally getting your 100 together, bro. Get your 100 together and holler at me, bro. Let's just make this a listen. That's part of what we as a podcast link Philly group is put together for is to show just at the local level that whole thing about Philly backbiting each other and not being able to work with each other to get shit done, that we can put that myth to bed. You know what I'm saying? That's why we consider that. That's why it's called the Empire Strikes Back. We are the Empire, bro. Build your empire. Come link with us. Let's make this thing more powerful. You know what I'm saying? Because the more of us that's on the right mind track is the closest we get to taking things back, to making things right for the people who going to be here way after we go.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So I appreciate everybody who took part in that. Let's get to some fun though. Who saw Sinners? This is going to be a spoiler-filled review. This is not the spoiler-free review. If you have not watched Sinners, this you want to listen. It'll still be there. This will still be on Facebook for 30 days, and it'll be on YouTube. Okay, so by all means, go ahead. This is the part where you say good night.
Good night.
share the podcast.
Good night.
Like, share, follow BTG, follow Mr. Know It All, and all that good stuff. Okay. What kids say on that Freddie Gibbs part? This is where you put the kids to sleep. This is the grown part. All right. So now we got to put Mimi back in the driver's seat, because we didn't make this a very male-dominated conversation. Sinners, let's start off with just the basic grade. I got to dip in going Monday. All right, that's a bet, bro. That's a bet.
Basic grade. Out of what?
Basic, just to start with your overall grade. Before we get to the particulars, let's start with your overall grade for the movie. Meech, what's your overall grade for the movie? A minus? Okay. B minus? Ooh, okay. What you got, Keith? Miss Know It All, what you got?
I'm gonna give it an A+. I'm gonna give it A+.
A+.
What did you say my grade was now?
You said B minus?
No, I said A minus.
A minus. Okay, that's what I thought I heard the first time.
No, you said it the first time, and I was like, oh, hold up.
Okay. So A minus from Mish.
A+. I'm going to fuck Myron ass up. Myron, shut up.
Yo, that's first of all, if y'all have not been here before, every time we talk about movies, Myron is gonna say one or two things. He died at the end, or he didn't die at the end. That's his shit. That is his shit. Man.
Thank you, Kane. So, definitely.
So I don't even know if he really means a D. We'll get back to Myron in a second. So A minus from Mish, A+ from Mr. Know It All. Yeah. What you got for it, Dan?
I give it that shit a C+.
C+ from Dan. I knew Dan was gonna hit us with a curveball. I'll give it an A minus.
Here we go.
Hold up, one mic. Who thought?
Let's go, Mish.
Kane asked the question. Did we know it was a vampire movie?
Yeah.
Cool.
I see. Here's the thing. I don't consider it a vampire movie.
Really?
No.
Is this like the whole you're not considering stuff a Christmas movie thing again? Are we doing that again, Mish?
Kind of, sort of, I guess. That's what you want.
Talk to us.
I felt like it was more of a thriller.
With vampires?
Those two things can be true. Those two things can be true.
I felt like it was more of a thriller. I would never say, it was. I would never put it in a. It's kind of like okay, you're right. It's the same argument. When people
Interview with a Vampire
fucking Die Hard a Christmas movie, and I don't, but two things can be true. It's really not a Christmas movie, but it ended up being a Christmas movie. So to me, I think this was not supposed to be a vampire movie, but people took it that way because of the advertising of it. But I think it's more of
do you consider? Wait, do you consider Interview with a vampire movie then?
But what makes this a vampire movie? Tell me that.
It's fucking
vampires.
This is why you guys need to really get deeper into this. But if you want to consider a vampire movie, cool. But no, I did not consider it a vampire movie, and I didn't think it was a vampire movie initially when I saw it.
I think they utilized every folklore about vampires in order to bring a bigger point home. Here's the problem.
Yes.
Here's the problem. The moment that you utilize vampires, it's a vampire movie. Because you couldn't just drop a vampire. If you dropped a vampire in the middle of a Predator movie, you'd be like, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't work because you already focused on predators. The thing about it is that if the main enemy, now this movie was always all right. So here's the thing.
No. I'm sorry, that wasn't for you. That was me reading the comment.
Well, then that made me think when you did that though. Even if you didn't aim that towards me, that made me think about it too.
Oh, sorry, that was
my bad. Now, to be perfectly honest with you, I think that the underline of it was what was waiting at the end. Those were the real enemies. The only problem is that they weren't the imminent threat. So when I say, because you could say, all right, is it a KKK movie? It is. It's got KKK elements, but the vampires were the overwhelming majority of what the enemy was about. There would have been no need for no setup if the niggas would have died all in that barn.
And so I have a question. So Myra said most vampire movies are thrillers. I don't think so. I think vampire movies are scary movies. I don't think.
I wouldn't say most.
This is what I was saying.
Because you got quite a few that's horror.
Interview with a Vampire.
Scary movies, horror movies, like so. Yeah, I don't. That's
do you consider Interview with a Vampire a vampire movie?
What would you say if I told you I never watched it?
Whoa.
Oh shit. Okay.
I seen that coming. I ain't gonna lie to y'all.
I know Misha's black, y'all. Is she black, y'all? Is she blacker than black? Is she black?
I seen that coming.
I went to an academic high school. We had to read dumbass books like that. So watching a movie was not gonna happen.
No, so Interview.
Burn my back, y'all, because I'm looking for a piece of fictional literature that I'm going to tie into this conversation.
Oh, okay. One of the
at some point.
Thank you, Kane. The reason he asked the question because nobody watched it understood the preview. Like I really think that preview was very confusing for people.
No, not Blade. That's too easy, Myra.
When they got to the movies, I really think people was like, I think that they used the preview to draw people in.
The preview had vampires in it.
Exactly. They used the preview to draw people in, but because. I'm about to go like all the way to the left way, but yeah, I think that was definitely deployed to get people to come watch the movie because people love a good vampire movie, but it's not a vampire movie.
Okay, but you got to use something. You got to use something to bring the masses to it. So essentially, if I would have told you that this is a ragtime prohibitionary, Jim Crow, KKK, gangster, vampire-driven horror action movie with a one man acting as if he's two people in it or whatnot. That's a shitload to explain in one situation. You have to. Oh yeah, did I forget the musical part of it? Because it very much was partially.
It very much was on musical status.
Yeah, so so if I there's no way in hell that I can explain all of this to anybody. So it seems like they aimed it at a particular. Of course, they aimed it towards us. It's Ryan Coogler, Michael B. Jordan. He's playing twins. We want to see what's going on, but then there's vampires involved. You see him shooting guns. You see him defending himself. You see him being his person and da-da-da-da. So I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, that's kind of the name of the game to me.
The categories listed for this is period drama, supernatural horror, vampire horror, action, drama, horror, thriller.
Yeah. Oh,
they forgot musical though.
They might have forgot that too, right? Maybe it wasn't enough. Maybe it wasn't enough music to qualify. Maybe that's why. Maybe whoever put it didn't think it was enough music to qualify.
When you think about musicals, it's a lot of singing to convey the acting. You had a lot of scenes that had music in it. So like Greece, it's like they having a conversation, they bust out in the song. That didn't happen.
I got you.
So that's what's considered a musical. So
I got what you're saying.
But I can see why you would say that because like we again, we're expecting it to be a vampire movie, but you ain't here doing like these very, very top tier scenes. Like that scene when Sammy was playing is going to go down his cinematic history.
That shit,
like, did anybody like really sit and think about? Yeah, that's why I said this is not just very masterful. That's why I'm like, this is no damn vampire movie. This was to
but it is.
Point to people.
See, it's one of those things where it's good enough to be multiple things. Yeah. Right?
Yeah. I can agree with that.
It's good enough to be multiple things. It kind of puts you in the mind a little bit of like Get Out, right?
Yes.
Get Out on some level was a horror movie. Right. It was also a thriller, right? It was also social commentary.
I don't consider it a horror.
Horrors and thrillers are kind of synonymous, though, because we had
with me. Horror has to have a lot of killing in it for me.
But that's for you. That's for you. That's not the definition of horror. Horror means fear, scare tactics, things to make you uneasy.
There are horror movies that nobody dies in.
Exactly. That's just what I was about to say. There's actually horror movies where nobody dies.
But my thing is always.
I mean, with some level of fear, now kill him, or some level of fear. I didn't feel like there was any level of fear in Get Out. Like it was more of a oh shit, like you know what I mean. It wasn't like I was never scared watching Get Out. Like, and I watched,
you might not have been scared, but being scared for the character still counts as horror.
There you go. I was scared,
and people were scared for the character.
Yeah, I was.
I mean, we had people. I've heard people.
I see, yeah, we watch movies different. I was mad at that nigga. Like,
no. I'm not saying that you have to be. I'm just saying as far as what qualifies in horror.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people who watched that movie who were scared for him. Because it's like, yo, maybe this is one of those movies where the good guys don't make it.
Yeah, because it was looking like it.
You know what I'm saying?
It was rough for a little while.
Oh yeah.
So
can we? Can we talk about Dan's grade for a second? I didn't get your grade either.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry. Yeah, we did.
My grade, I thought I gave it a A.
No, he did. He gave it an A-.
Oh, so both of y'all did an A-. I gave it an A+. Believe it or not, the only thing that I got to say about it is that the most powerful part of the movie also went on for so long that it gave me the only cringe-worthy portion of the movie that kind of gave me, like I give the entirety of the movie a 98.9. And that's the reason why I can still get an A+ from me. The 1.1% that was taken away from 100 for me was when they were doing the integration of music scene when Sammy was singing. And the nigga had
the break dancers in the background and all that dumb shit. The electric guitars and all that dumb shit.
It fucked me up a little bit. I was like, damn.
It fell into my C+. That's why I dropped it.
But why? Y'all do understand what that scene is supposed to represent, right?
I do understand that. That's where all of the latest everything came from this. I get that. But
go on the same token,
it's not needed. Like everything don't gotta be fucking woke. It don't gotta be a message in every scene for it to be a good movie. And mind you, that has nothing to do why I said it was a C+.
It wasn't nothing about the message. The message meant everything to me. I understood exactly where the message was coming from.
Yeah.
The optics, like the movie was perfectly shot until you had the dirty backpack rapper dancing next to the Chinese New Year lady. With the
homeboy doing all this shit and
breakdancing. That shit to me, and then you got Sammy up there singing with old head with the old head chick that he was messing around with the whole movie. I wanted to just wanted to take them. I wanted to take the fucking new niggas. It's almost like in real life. I wanted to take the new niggas and throw them out of the fucking picture for a second and leave what we had because it was so established and it was so great that little 15 or 20 seconds that they did that was not needed at all. Like that was my only thing.
So people would
hold on. Let me finish. Yeah, I'm with you, Mish. But go ahead, let him finish. Go ahead, Land, bro.
To me, that's all I feel. I just feel like that wasn't necessary. Like the entire scene was necessary. Just them 4 or 5 niggas that was in there doing goofy shit, that like they doing that shit to represent it wasn't necessary. I think that you know what it was. That's what fucked it up. It was the colorway. It was the colorway.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's what made it. So and that's why I said the cinematic universe of Sinners can live forever in folklore. But when you throw a contemporary nigga in that colorway situation, I just didn't like it. Like these niggas was wearing, it was a bright yellow or orange with sunglasses, and a nigga with a spiky mohawk in a silver guitar standing in the middle of a juke joint of his fucking speakeasy. Like I get where it was coming from. I just didn't like the way it looked.
It wasn't.
And that's fair. And that's fair.
Yeah, you know what I mean? That was
what
it.
you're saying.
I think it was absolutely needed. I think it was absolutely needed, especially with what they were saying. They're saying that it goes across because it, like you know, me being the geek that I am, if you're going to talk about timelines, right? If you're going to talk about something that goes through space and time, you're going to see different eras. Just like when we go to watch one of these Marvel movies, at some point you're going to see the present character, the past character, and the future character. And that's literally all it was, because as the narration was going, she said that it doesn't just transcend across that, it transcends across time, and literally said the future. So it's giving visions of how these things are all connected. Now, granted, yes, we do all know that blues, you know, connects to this, and then that connects to rock, and then rock connects to that, and then that connects to hip hop, and then so forth and so on. So it was literally the visual representation of such connection. Now, I can get visually, especially for somebody like you who's as detail oriented, understands, you know, film and optics and all those kind of things, how that could throw you off. So I completely understand that. But I don't think it was a message of woke as much as it was Ryan Coogler typically. And that's the other reason why it didn't bother me, because it's Ryan Coogler. Ryan Coogler typically, when he does these movies, he has these pieces where he's speaking culturally and you see the visual representation of it. Whether it's Black Panther, even back in Fruitvale Station. You know what I'm saying? So you literally see that. My brother was just saying what I was about to say. The visual change brings more life to the setting, especially since it was given narration. Now, if there were no narration and you just had them niggas show up, I think it's whack. Right. You know what I'm saying? It looks like a reach. But because she's literally detailing what the music was doing, it's like, boom. Even when you had the, you know, because you had Asian people there, you had those representatives. Now, do I think it looked weird for some dude to be sitting here kung fu fighting in the middle? Honestly, I think yes. I think it looks weird. I think it throws you off. You know what I'm saying? When you first saw the ladies dancing and you saw the dragon, it fits.
It could have been represented in a different way. I feel like it could have been represented in a different way because, like, at the end of the day, it still was a timepiece. You know what I'm saying? We set in this time and we have the essence of a juke joint, and then you seeing these different joints in there. You could have showed me little. You could have, if you wanted to represent that, you could have did it differently. Maybe show glimpses of fucking modern day, modern day fucking guitarist or something like that, or
that's what he did though.
I'm not saying like, I know, but what I'm saying,
it was those pieces. It was at the beginning of those pieces.
I know. I'm saying like jump from the juke joint to show like maybe just a quick flicker of that versus showing me a nigga pop locking in the middle of it.
I don't think it would have hit.
But once again, this has nothing to do with my C rating, mind you.
So
and we got to get to that.
Yeah, please get to that.
We got to get to that. Dan, you got the floor, bro.
Okay. Yeah. So I just want to say this, starting off, that I am a Ryan Coogler fan. I am a Michael B. Jordan fan, all the way from The Wire up until now. I think that I love the way that he has progressed. It's like watching that younger actor progress up into these bigger roles, and it's amazing. I'm glad to see it. But this was nigga Dust Till Dawn.
Oh my God, bro!
This was nigga Dust Till Dawn.
It was not.
This was exactly Dust Till Dawn. Two brothers. Exactly. How? Okay, instead of so Dusk Till Dawn, you have two brothers going into a bar. Okay, we have two brothers that we're going to just come from Chicago after we just got done work. My fault. Let's start it from here. Two outlaw brothers. Dusk Till Dawn. Two outlaw brothers. That is now they got their lick. They on the run doing their thing. They end up at the bar. They just there to have a good time and do their thing. Mm-hmm. Sinners. Two outlaw brothers just got done working for Al Capone. Got a lick, got some bread. Now we got a fucking truck full of beer, and now we're gonna go open up a juke joint. Mm-hmm. Same fucking premise. Okay. And then we add vampires all the way up until Salma Hayek and this white woman. You got that bites the brother. You dig what I'm saying? It's the same fucking movie. No. All the way down to the one brother at the very end. It's the same, but this was nigga Dusk Till Dawn for me.
I'm watching Dusk Till Dawn about 700 times. Now I understand exactly what you're talking about as far as like.
No, but also, mind you,
like the skeleton part of it is right. Like what you
before you get into that, I just also want to let y'all know. Now, mind you, I just watched Sinners for the first time over the weekend, and then I rewatched it again yesterday because I knew we was doing this. And mind you, I went into the movie because the hype around this movie was like crazy.
It was
I thought I was about to go watch Black Panther 1 for the first time. Like how you remember how they came out for Black Panther 1. Like this movie was hyped. Like it was like everybody I talked to said, yo, it was only a couple people that said had the same kind of thing as me. So mind you, I'm going in thinking I'm about to see you know what I'm saying? And while I'm watching it, the whole first hour was dry to me.
So now
that's one thing we can all agree on.
So this is what we're talking about, though.
Let's talk.
You can take that entire movie from Dusk Till Dawn and put it into the last hour of this movie. Because let's keep it a bean. The first hour and a half, hour 45 minutes had nothing to do or very little to do with vampirism. So therefore, that automatically separates it. So let's just say that they added now, because even Ryan Coogler says that there are portions of it that were influenced by movies like from Dusk Till Dawn.
I didn't even see that. I didn't even see that.
Right. But what he did was he utilized points of action, like them being stuck in the juke joint and whatnot. But even the position.
That's what I'm saying. Now mind you, I didn't know that going in. My take was different. I didn't know that going in.
The brother getting bit, the brother turning. I understand exactly everything that you're saying. I really, really do get the skeleton of everything that you're talking about is thorough.
That's the best word. But
the devil is in the details. And I wouldn't make a comparison with this movie from Dusk Till Dawn for anything. If you're telling me what this movie is about without giving me the devil in the details, we missing.
I would say Dusk Till Dawn for niggas.
We would because
and then that would cause people to miss a lot of what the movie is about.
But that's something. Not really.
The premise of this, right? The premise of this flick is a lot of the shit that had nothing to do with the vampires. Let's keep it a step.
Exactly.
All right. So when we say stuff like nigga from Dusk Till Dawn, automatically we're taking away the overt racism and that was given during that time, into which that not only were these brothers coming in there off of a life of crime, this was about family. This was about them trying to escape a situation that they created within themselves, but also them trying to build off of something that maybe they could do to help change their community. So
he shot two niggas from the jump. As soon as he got to the joint, it was black on black violence from the jump. What do you mean? He shot two niggas.
Yes, he did. He shot two thieves. He shot two thieves.
And then, wait. He shot, first of all, he shot two niggas. He shot one nigga. And then shot the other nigga on principle because I can't have you walking around saying this off of male nigga ego.
No, it wasn't ego. It wasn't ego. It was principle. It was principle.
He could have let him slide because they didn't know that was him.
He could have let him slide, but the problem is It's like blue magic. No, it's not, man. It's like blue magic. This is my brand. I stand by it.
But why
okay? The Smokestack Brothers have a brand. Just like that little girl didn't know until he said, "You heard of the Smokestack Brothers?" And she said, "Yeah." And when she realized that meant he was smoke, did you see the fear in her eyes? Because they have a brand. Because they have a brand. So my brand is not built
to build something for the community. They was not building nothing for the community. Smoke was all about the money.
Those two things are true. No. Two things are true in this situation. Now, granted, yes, Smoke was primarily concerned with the money. That is a fact.
All he was concerned about.
Sure.
Let's go there. Let's go there. Where he didn't want to short nobody. You know what I'm saying?
There we go. So let's go to that scene. But let's go to that scene, right? And that was because Stack was saying, had convinced him, hey, these people need some place to be free. Mm-hmm. These people, these are people who are still workers, who are cotton pickers, literally cotton pickers. You know what I'm saying?
Right, still cotton.
And they need a place where they can come and be free. And of course, if you satisfy people, they'll come back and pay next time.
And Smoke wasn't trying to hear that.
Smoke wasn't trying to hear that. But that's what Stack was for. That's why the brothers had balance. So yes, Smoke cared about money, success, and money. That was his thing. Money brought power. And that's what he was concerned with, right? But again, Stack could have said, Smoke could have said, well, we try to make this money, so put everybody who ain't paid out. But he acquiesced. And without Stack to be that voice of reason, without Annie to be that voice of reason, Smoke would have put guns to Poke and be like, you ain't paid, get the fuck out, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the reason why.
Lucas.
But that's the other reason.
Yes.
That's why the other characters were pivotal in what was going on. You know what I'm saying? So when we say that it's nigga from dusk till dawn, you making everything that we go through, past and present, a monolith. Right. So we say you're basically
eliminate that whole part.
You're basically saying that the reasoning that one of them had, as opposed to the other, even though they was doing shit together, and they just did do some fuck shit together in order to bring it back so they can make money off of it, or one wanted to change the community, one wanted to make money off of it. Is it all nigga shit? Or is it just nigga shit? Is it just easier to say this is a nigga from dusk till dawn?
Like, no, it's easy to say that the movie this whole movie felt like nigga dusk till dawn. It didn't feel original to me. I've seen this movie before. Now here's the thing. You can throw your twist on it. We can put black excellence in it. But at the end of the day, I'm here for originality. When I go to see these movies, I granted everything that you said is in these movies. But I'm not here for the same fucking movie. That's the problem. Hold on, Keith. That's the problem with every movie nowadays. Now, granted, I'm sorry. This movie, in my opinion, this movie got the hype that it is because it's Ryan Coogler, it's Michael B. Jordan. This is black. It's not an A+ movie to me. This is a black hyped movie. And of course, we're going to support it because it's a black movie and it shows our people, but the story isn't original. This is a Dusk Till Dawn ripoff.
No.
When I say nigga Dusk Till Dawn, I mean this is a black version of Dusk Till Dawn.
One of the most
I know exactly what you're saying. I get exactly what you're saying.
And I understand what you mean by like I said before about this, but that's why I mentioned the skeleton. This is one of the most original plot point of movies that I've ever seen.
Absolutely.
Because like I said before, you can take the entire vampirism and you still got an hour and 45 minutes worth of movie that had nothing to do with vampires.
So what did you get? So let me ask you a question. In that whole other hour and a half verse of that movie, give me something that really made you say. If you take out all the vampires and you take out all the killing and the action, that hour and a half that is still in that movie, if you're gonna go watch that again? No. Are you going to go watch that again?
Absolutely.
Nah,
I'm going again next Tuesday. I'm going again.
I'm talking about if you take.
Listen, there was a point in which, and shout out to Delroy Lindo. you know what I'm saying, for completely and utterly
that nigga's a vampire in real life. When is he going to change faces? He still looks the same in every movie.
Del Rolando, boy, man.
What the fuck? He the real vampire.
This nigga stole every major scene from this entire movie. But him, what was it? It was him, Stack, and Sandy riding in the car. And they drove past.
And I feel like he did an amazing job.
Right. I'm saying this for a particular point in the movie. And they drove past the chain gang. And they waved at him. And they was like, oh shit, it's such and such. I forget his name in the joint. And he was like, you know them? He was like, yeah.
I know
all of them.
All of them.
And he started running down exactly why he knew him and how he knew him and whatnot. These particulars, these plot points, these things like that were going on the entirety of the time before a vampire ever popped the fuck up, are what made a lot of this original.
We gotta give you a shot someday, bro.
This shit was deep before any nigga got bit. You know what I'm saying? This shit meant something from the rip. Now I understand a lot of times what we do, because I'm one of them people that you're not getting my dollar just because it's a black film. You're just not. It's too many fucking shitty Tubi shits out there. It's too many back corner bullshit going on. I'm not one of them. But what I am going to say is that seeing this flick in itself or whatnot, like you said before, you could have made an entire movie before you ever saw a fucking vampire.
Steph got that man killed.
Yeah, Kev, get in the chat.
Steph got that man killed. That man had a 10-year look. He had a 10-year career. Every Saturday night, he was performing in the same spot for 10 years. And you took this nigga to your spot for $40 and as much beers as he could drink for him to die. And sacrifice.
He got cornbread killed too. He got cornbread killed too.
Cornbread was minding his motherfucking business with his wife. He will never see it. You see it. His whole family was picking cotton. Now he dead.
Dan, you see how that shit lived with you? That's because every point there was a dialogue given by a character-driven actor in this movie that did a superb job.
And none of that had anything to do with vampires. And none of that had anything to do with vampires.
There was a point into which that I can name 2 or 3 people that could get an Oscar nomination for a supporting role in this movie.
I give you that.
And it's a fucking vampire.
But this is the thing for me. Even still, think about From Dusk Till Dawn. You were an hour in before you saw the vampire.
This is true.
The same thing.
Yeah. Okay.
This is true. But what I think is unfair.
Real quick. But now, once again, everything that you said, I 100% agree with. Right. But for me, as the type of movie fan that I am, that like how and granted, everything that y'all said, I agree 100%. But I feel like even if you wanted to pay homage to a Dusk Till Dawn style movie, or even Quentin Tarantino and how he do his movies, I feel like you put to me, it was too many similarities to Dusk Till Dawn for me to separate them. For me. Okay. Now, that don't take away from the acting that was displayed, the music, the cinematography of it all. I love them fucking single shots that Ryan Coogler do. Remember when fucking when he sent the fucking daughter to go get the mom and all that? Them single shots, I love how he do that. I don't know if you it was either Creed 1 or Creed 2 where the whole fucking fight, it was a single shot on Michael B. Jordan. That shit looked dope to me. And he got a thing for that. Creed 1. So Ryan Coogler, he got an eye for that. The Fruitville Station shit. He do a lot of single shot shit. I like that. And it looked dope. So mind you, it's just for me, when I watched the movie, and granted, the acting was great, the music was great. I like the movie, but the fact that to me, when I watch it, it's just so much Dusk Till Dawn in it, it's hard for me to separate the two.
Was it a better movie than Dusk Till Dawn?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's fair. Yes. So here's a couple things I want to say. First, shout out to the chat. Y'all active as hell. I appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? Myron said MBJ playing 2 characters was subpar in his opinion. Kane said
when
that Stack did not.
towards that,
Okay, go ahead.
Towards that comment, I heard, and I don't know if it's true, but I read a couple things online that
They were supposed to be Jonathan Majors.
Before the whole shit blew up with him, that it wasn't going to be an identical twin thing. It was going to be him and Jonathan Majors.
Yeah. I heard that too.
Shout out to Magazine Dreams. That was an incredible fucking movie too.
I gotta see that. I
still gotta see that.
I heard it was great. I gotta watch that.
So I want to make sure that we showing love to the chat because they over at 99 comments in. So much love to y'all. Kane said two things that I want to get out there real quick before I get to Keisha's question that's specifically for Dan. Kane said that Stack didn't get those people killed. Let's focus on who really did it. And he said, I know y'all want to not attack the Asian lady, but she was the one who got everybody killed. Ain't nobody got no picks for the Asian lady on here. I can tell you that right now.
She definitely was the weakest link.
Definitely got people killed for no reason at all. They should have pushed her out. And I got some commentary about her and a couple other people towards the end. So no. She is not safe from commentary nor criticism. I ain't gotta be no mind reader to tell you that. We just going down certain. We just going to certain things. So Keish has a Keish, who is, shout out to her, the sponsor for Two Kings 215 and the Life Be Life in podcast. Also, she will be there Sunday with her sweet treats. Keish sell out every time. Get yours early, not too late. Plain and simple.
I gotta get my job early.
So she got a specific question for you, Dan, that I want you to go ahead and have the opportunity to answer. She asked you, what would have made the movie better for you, and what elements were you looking for that were missing?
Good question, Keith.
What would have made the movie better for me?
Yes, sir. And what elements do you think that you were looking for that was missing?
I think it's just for me, it was just the originality of the story. It was just too many similarities from Dusk Till Dawn for me. And I don't know if it's maybe because I watched like Mr. Noel said, I watched Dusk Till Dawn a million fucking times. Like if it come on right now, I'll watch it. I can recite that damn near whole movie. You know what I'm saying? And it's just as I watched it. Now, mind you, I went into this with open mind and everything, and as a fan of these guys. And once again, I didn't hate the movie. I think it was a good movie, but the only reason I give it that rate is because as I'm watching it, I'm like, okay, the two brothers, they open up the juke joint. Mind you, I'm going in, okay, I know vampires are coming at one point, and then it's just, as it's going on, it's like, well, damn, that's kind of similar to that. Oh, shit. Oh, damn, they both, okay. The same shit. They both infatuated with this girl. Okay, with the girl. It just was all similarities to me. You know, they meet the same Dusk Till Dawn. They get in there. They meet their little friends along the way. That's going to help them with that last standoff. Dusk Till Dawn. You have Main Man with the fucking the gun that shot out of his crotch area. You had fucking not Jim Brown. What's the boy name? I forget old head name that was in but they got their little baby.
Talking about Delta Slim?
No. He talking about Dusk Till Dawn.
Industrial Dawn, they get cornered in this one in the fucking bar, and then we gotta make weapons, and we gotta do this, and we gonna have this last stand. My brother got bit, he came back, I gotta fight him, and you know what I'm saying? And then that's another thing. And then and another thing that kind of threw me off. Now, mind you, this is towards the end of the movie. It didn't seem like to me, why did Stack and his chick seem like that? How are they the only vampires that had free will to just run off and leave?
Okay, you want me to address that right now, or do we go to that later?
That was whenever you want to do it. That was another reason.
I got my own theory about it, but Misha's y'all show. So
Because I want Mish to get in here. I want Mish to get in here and get her bars off in a second. So just a simple answer for that, because I think a lot of times, in a lot of ways, I will say, from a lot of the criticism and stuff I've seen, that some things are underthought and certain other things are overthought. In a lot of ways, they laid shit out for us. Annie literally said because remember, Smoke had the idea to kill Mary. If I kill her, I could get him back. And she said, no, you have to kill each and every last one individual, right?
Yeah.
Now, what happened is Stack is still inside, right? He's still inside the juke joint.
Yeah.
Mary wasn't on the lawn with everybody else. She wasn't that close in. You could even see Perline had got close in at that point in time when Sammy and Rennick, whatever, I can't pronounce his name right now. Remick, thank you. Rennick was in the water tussling, right?
Right.
You didn't see Mary at that point.
No.
So they all, so when he banged him in the head with the guitar and they all froze up, everybody felt that.
Right.
But once he removes the silver out of his head, he was still able to go after Sandy. Remember that, right? At that point in time, because they show you in the flashback once they had the conversation, Mary ran off. Mary didn't stick around to see what happened.
Yeah, she's out.
Stack is inside. So it's not that they are the only ones who have free will. They were just in two separate places while everybody else was sitting there front and stage watching what happened.
But hear me out. He told his brother, now mind you, he told his brother, if you leave Sammy alone, I'll let you live. How does he have this free will to not kill? Every other vampire is bloodthirsty. If you remember,
he killed other people. He killed other people. That's all. That's all there is. It's very simple. It's very simple. He just didn't kill Sammy. It's not that he did not kill. It's not that he did not kill.
No, but you got after that, he just I'm not going to try and kill my brother no more. I'm just going to go off with my chick. Where does the bloodthirst come in? As these are the,
I got an answer. I got a clear cut answer or whatnot. This is the very moment of whatnot throughout the entirety of the situation where the symbolism starts to come into play. And what it is that
wait. Also, hold on. I gotta cut you off real quick. Keep in mind, Stack already tried to kill Smoke. No, and he couldn't.
I'm gonna answer. I
just want to answer with that practical point. I just want to get that practical point.
Right.
He couldn't kill Stack. So go ahead.
We're talking about vampires.
No, what I'm saying to you, remember that scene. Remember that scene specifically.
Right.
He had the up on Smoke, and he couldn't because Smoke had the protection on him.
And so that's the biggest thing people are missing.
That part alone, just practical, straight up and down. I'm gonna let Keith kick his knowledge, but just practically straight up and down. He couldn't kill Smoke because Smoke had the protection on him.
He couldn't bite him. He could have still fought him and tried to fuck him.
He never wanted to just kill him. He never wanted to just kill him. Even the entire no. Remember, even all of them as vampires, they didn't want to kill just to kill. They wanted to kill and build. Right. So that's the thing. He wanted to turn his brother. He didn't just want to kill his brother. He wanted to turn his brother. So once you can't turn him, what's the point in attacking him? I love him. Yeah. I want him to be what I am.
This is what I've been trying to say for the past 5 minutes or whatnot. That's exactly the reason why. So you're wondering why. It has to do with the fact that love overpowers all. True love overpowers all. My brother, I want you to be a vampire, but I can't make you a vampire. Then you show me mercy by not killing me and saying, I love you, bro. I don't want to kill you. I don't want to stab you in the heart with this stake, but I will if I have to. So listen, Dan, before you respond, when he left and chased Mary out into the wood, that's it. That's Stack's other love.
There you go.
So
and they were literally
comes from.
They were literally meant to be together.
And you know who else they all loved? From the time where the white boy came in there and was attracted to the music, Sammy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why Sammy survived. He was the hardest to get rid of in the first place. They never wanted to kill Sammy. They wanted Sammy to be there forever. So even when Sammy was an old man, when Stack and Mary approached him, that was because it was all about the way he felt. Like, listen, they could have walked in there and bit him and like, yo, Yo, you staying alive forever now. Now you got to play for us. We got to hear your music forever. But he gave him an option. Like, hey, listen, it's a way you can stick around for a while. You know what I'm saying? The whole thing is that this is where the symbolism kicks in certain things that actually turns itself into something tangible. To say that I'm not doing this and this is not happening because this is my twin brother and I actually love him
Oh,
as
Myron,
much as
knock
I
it
love
off.
being a vampire. I love him just as much as I love the music, and I love Mary as much as I love being a vampire and I love music. So now we got to find a way to coexist.
Okay, so if he was able to say, I love my brother, love conquers all, why couldn't he do that from the jump and help his brother to fight these niggas?
Because that's just not what
happens.
happens.
If you truly, how? If love conquers all, it shouldn't be love conquers all once you realize you can't bite me.
But you.
So it's not
no. The love never changed. The love never changed. The love never changed. It didn't. It didn't. He thought he had the better deal. If I think I have the better deal, my brother was in this chat earlier. My younger brother, blood brother, was in this chat earlier. So if I die and come back with powers to live forever, and I'm convinced that that is the better deal, why would I want my brother living out the rest of his life as a human?
I want him to be like me.
I want him riding with me forever.
But if he
that ain't love, that's not love, that's selfishness.
No. It is love. It's not love to you. It's not love to you. It's not love to you. It is selfish. It is selfish. It may be selfish. It may be selfish, but I'm thinking that I'm doing you a favor because because even with Rennick, remember that was what he was offering them. He was offering them power. No. It wasn't just selfishness. He was offering them power. Okay. Hey, the clan is still coming for y'all. Remember they had that conversation. The clan is still coming for y'all. I thought y'all bought this on the up and up. But homeboy, oh yeah, no, he the grandmaster. Right? So y'all still not going to win. If y'all beat us all tonight, you still don't win. Hold on. Let me finish. He was offering him this what he thought was a sweet deal. That was the whole entire dialogue between them back and forth. Is that we're offering you a sweet deal. So if you think you're offering your brother a sweet deal, you're not looking at it like it's not love. Now, granted, in the grander scheme of things, it may be selfish, sure. But that's not how you're seeing it. You're thinking you're giving them a gift.
Nah, that's like me coming to you and say, nah, I got 600 bricks right now, and I'm going to give them to you to drive right over there. And if you get caught, but you know what I'm saying? That's not that's me setting you the fuck up.
But you giving
because you giving me these bricks to go get bread because you're convinced that I will get this bread and it's going to change my life.
You're
not
thought process.
But in hindsight, it's not the smart thing for you because if you get caught, you're done.
So let me ask you a question. Because if you putting it like that, Smoke died. Stack's still alive. And with the love of his life. No. We putting it in terms. We putting it, which he could have done as a vampire.
No, he couldn't have. He couldn't come outside during the daytime.
Which he could have done as no. Rennick himself said he was going to take care of Hogswood.
Well, here's the thing.
He said he was going to take care of him and the clan. So keep that in mind. Because the clan didn't embody what he had for his tribe, right?
Stack also knew that Smoke didn't want to be alive no more because was already dead. His child was dead. His child
and his woman was dead.
Like beyond the point of him being a vampire. So this is the thing.
That's what I'm saying. It's something different, bro.
There's something that needs to be understood, and I want Dan to kind of take this and internalize this because we still taking it from an outsider's perspective. The reason why it's intricate is because at some time period you got to think within. Put yourself in the shoes.
Yeah.
Put yourself in them shoes and think about, because you're looking at it like, all right, the problem is that when black people make these movies, we do a lot of interpretive acting, a lot of things that we can identify with as a people. You know what I'm saying? Just period. And say, hey, listen.
No, the Irish ain't just like us.
Right. No. There's no irony in any of this. This is not.
The Irish is not just like us, bro. We're not gonna do that.
You said what?
No, Kane said the Irish are just like us, and I was like, no, not like, that. Similarities, but not just like us.
A lot of this
shit, they not like us, bro.
A lot of this shit is not by accident. So what I want you to do is I want you to internalize yourself and put yourself in any one of them shoes.
Go ahead.
Even though it's a vampire movie, and you're giving this soulless prowess to what a vampire is thinking and what it'll do, put yourself in the position to say, these are my loved ones, and these things are happening because of what I'm doing or what I'm not doing. And if I had any control over anything that I could possibly do, what would I do in order to change that? Or what would I do in order to make this better? Or who can I spare or who can I not spare? That's the reason why this is not From Dusk Till Dawn.
Exactly.
That's the reason why this is not.
Those complexities.
Nobody
From Dusk Till Dawn.
Like I said from the beginning,
and Dusk Till Dawn.
The skeleton is similar, but the movie is not the movie. And that's
who
what
was to be spared. So who were they trying to spare in this movie?
We're talking about the end scene right now between Smoke, Stack, and Mary, and Sammy, and the head vampire, and all that other shit. The way that everything transpired. We're talking about the love between these two brothers. We're talking about the reason why Smoke couldn't bite. Why Stack couldn't bite Smoke, and why Smoke spared Stack, and the reason why Stack and Mary ended up together at the end.
Okay.
And when I say this love thing, let's just take the thought process of the movie away and put yourself in them shoes and say to yourself, what would you do?
Real love is I'm killing my fucking brother because I don't want my brother to walk around as a fucking demon. The way that fucking George Clooney did in Dusk Till Dawn. That's real love. That's a curse. I don't want my brother walking around like that. He should have killed him.
Now you're moving the goalposts. You putting
how am I moving the goalposts?
He's not Keith. See,
the problem is the problem is now. Let me. You said put myself in their shoes
because you're adding a new element to a situation.
No, I'm not. You said put myself in their shoes.
Talking about George Clooney and Quentin
No,
Tarantino.
I'm saying that that's what the real love is. If you remember in that movie,
that's the reason why I said you put. Well, listen. That's the reason why I said you put paint where it ain't. Because you're adding George Clooney and Quentin Tarantino to Michael B. Jordan. This is the reason why I'm saying it. You're saying it. You're only doing that because that's a similarity in them two are brothers. What I'm trying to tell you is that the similarity is not the same. The thought process is not the same. What you call it, Richie? Listen.
You misunderstood what I was saying.
No, Richie Quentin Tarantino.
Give me, I would pay to watch it again.
Became a mindless.
I would pay to watch it again too.
They wanted nothing but to kill him. He couldn't be reasoned with or talked to at all. In the movie, George Clooney said that. He said that to what's her name, Juliette Moore, Juliette Dreyfus, whatever her name is, right? He said it to her in Dusk Till Dawn. He said, yo, I couldn't save my brother. Okay. In this instance, if we want to compare the same thing, Michael B. Jordan said this. He said that my brother let me go, and as long as I promise not to do this. That's the difference. He can be reasoned with, he can be talked with, and that's what I mean by this is a different type of movie. Only because of the reason he can reason with his brother, and his brother agreed and never did nothing about it.
At the end of the day, though, bro, this is what you still fitting to forget. He can be reasoned with, he can be talked to, but at the end of the day, he still got to go kill motherfuckers to live.
Yeah. So, all right. So
he still got to go kill random motherfuckers every day. Now, unless he is willing to go out there and
it doesn't have to be random.
What does that have to
It doesn't have to be random. It doesn't even have to be random.
It doesn't have anything to do with what we're talking about. That's kind of my point.
He can pick and choose.
That's what I mean.
He can absolutely pick and choose who he kills.
It ain't got nothing to do with it. I don't care.
He can absolutely pick who he chooses.
You promised me, you're my brother. You promised me you wouldn't do that. So what they got to do with you be like, oh, morally it's wrong for me to leave you alive. No, it ain't got nothing to do with it, bro. Here's the thing. Just don't fuck with what I asked you not to fuck with. That's it.
I'm not doing that.
I know you're not.
I can't do that.
Because you put, like I said before, you put paint where it ain't. It doesn't matter.
No, you told me to put myself in those shoes, and in them shoes, I'm not letting my brother walk around as a fucking killer. I'm not letting my brother. You letting the young nigga walk around with the switch because he promised he wasn't gonna use it. You let the young nigga walk away with the switch because he promised me
Mish,
that
tag
he
in. It's your time. One mic. Let Mish jump in. She been quiet for quite a while. Mimi, it's on you. It is on you, sis.
He let him live because he knew that man was going to be with the love of his life.
Oh, fuck, another person is about to kill a bunch of motherfuckers.
I'm not saying nothing else.
No. Go let it cook. You gotta let it go. 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 Let her go. Let her go, Dan. Let her go, Dan.
He got too many personal opinions. Like when it's
in order to make
the
vampires.
One mic, brothers. One mic, yeah. Mish ain't said nothing for like damn near an hour. Let her cook.
Honestly, like he let him live because he knew that as a vampire, he was going to get to be with the love of his life, whom he could not be with in the real world because of the black and white differentiation, because that was highly frowned upon. So that's why he let him live. On top of loving his brother, he said, you're going to finally get something that you love and you want, because he knew the love he lost in his child dying and his damn girl having to be killed by him. And he also knew that he was going to literally take his own self out so that he could see Annie in the afterlife, because he knows her root power and magic. And he knew when old boy could not kill him because of what was around his neck, he knew what he had to do to let him live happy, because apparently his brother had been happy for a long time.
Brothers love.
And he knew what he was going to do to find his internal happiness again. So people are trying to like overanalyze this, but you're really underanalyzing it because you're taking it from this personal perspective that really doesn't matter. Like the real point is being missed. It's so many points, like real hidden gems in this movie that we are, a lot of people, I'm going to say, are overlooking and glazing over because we want to focus on the regular nigga shit. Like,
but not just regular nigga shit. We're over focusing on the vampire part.
Exactly. Like people are really missing it, and people are really missing the symbolism of this movie, from the guitar to the church to the meaning behind the money to the juke joint to the motherfucking like the brothers' relationship. When he said, "I've been taking care of you all my goddamn life," he was ready to rid himself of him because he wanted to then just worry about himself. He was like, you got her now. Go be with that bitch. You can have that. But I will let you live with that bitch if you leave the one thing that really mattered to the both of us alone.
Right.
Not to mention that part that he said when he was about to stake him, he said, I'm sorry I couldn't keep you safe. And Stack said, you always did.
You always did.
I mean, like, married with symbolism, like, the vampires. Remick literally only wanted them because he wanted what they had. He wanted Sammy's talent. He didn't want you because he wanted you to be a part of his little army to run around and bite people and kill people. He wanted your powers. He wanted your knowledge. Remember how he started talking that shit to the wife?
He wanted your knowledge.
He basically told that bitch, I know how you like to be ate the fuck out.
Yeah. That's a good point.
He stole knowledge. Like, that is a cultural appropriation
your power
piece.
And your knowledge.
Like, exactly. Like, y'all missing so much shit because y'all arguing about it being similar to Dusk Till Dawn. Some shit that I don't even think I watched from Dusk Till Dawn. So I'm really over here fucking lost about the argument there.
No, Dusk Till Dawn, I'm an argument. I'm seeing everything that you're talking about. I've noticed and I love it. And I'm trying to tell you, I've seen the same thing.
So so you saying, the brother's going to go be with his true love, who he didn't get to be with. Let me ask you a question. Who did Smoke see when he was dying?
His true love.
His true love, right?
And who else? His baby, correct?
Yeah. Who he loved.
What did his lady say to him? What did she want him to do, and why? If she was to get bitten.
I just told you why, because she didn't want them
to take him out because she wanted to be. No. Stop
her not read on. Wait a minute. So y'all gotta understand.
Yeah, no, you're right. I'm saying you're right. I'm agreeing with you.
Go back to what Annie's whole role was in justification to this whole movie.
I
Creole
agree.
root power and magic. She knew things. She could see things. She she was a protector of all. So what she said was, kill me because I don't want that motherfucker to have my powers.
She said, "Kill me."
She had powers.
She wanted to be so her soul can be free.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
So she could no. She said that because she said somebody else is waiting for me on the other side.
But
waiting for you too. Yes.
And waiting for you too. And that's good point. That's exactly why.
Let me go.
No, but I'm talking though.
I know, but
that is exactly why he knew he was gonna kill himself. Because she said that exact line to him, and waiting for you too. She said, kill me so they don't get these powers. And she said, I get to see my baby again. And you know what?
So you're proving my point for me. If you let me say it, you proving my point for me. So she said she knows that once she gets her soul set free, her daughter is waiting for her on the other side. When he goes, her and the daughter is waiting for him on the other side. So why wouldn't? So if we know, if in our culture and that culture is that once we cross over, our loved ones is over there. If you kill both of these motherfuckers, both of them can be together over there peacefully on the other side, not roaming the earth killing motherfuckers.
So here's the thing: if he killed his brother, he was never going to heaven. He was never.
It's not about going to heaven. I'm saying your soul.
No, it wasn't about going to heaven.
He never see him. He wasn't going to see
him. Free. She said that in order to that you have to kill each one of them to set their soul free. If I kill him, his soul is now set free, so he can go on to that afterlife. If I kill his girl, her soul is now set free. Correct. Now their souls are now walking the earth for eternity, killing motherfuckers.
I mean, but he knew that's
if we're going off of what the deeper meaning is your soul and your soulmate and your loved one is waiting for you on that other side. Why am I going to allow you to go kill and murder and your soul will never get over to that other side?
Well, they didn't have the opportunity to kill him.
Exactly.
The opportunity was there for him to kill his brother. The opportunity was there.
Not to kill Mary, though. Not to kill Mary, though.
Not to kill Mary. She was gone. She was one of the first ones to run. She was one of the first ones to cut bait. She was out of there.
Mary ran.
And his brother saw that. That is see, people gotta pay attention
to do that. And that's what I'm saying. When he said to him that I'm here, he was like, I'm sorry, I couldn't protect you. When he said I always could.
Yeah.
He knew what his plan was. He just said, listen, promise me that you won't do this particular thing that I'm asking you to do. And I'll let you go. Let him go. Yeah.
He didn't see him and Smoke. He didn't see him and Stack Fate as the same. I get what you're saying, Dan. I get exactly what you're saying. You're saying if we're playing by his rules, right? Then why didn't his rules apply across the board? Why didn't Smoke apply the same rules across the board? So I get exactly what you're saying. The thing is, he did not see it that way for Stack.
Right.
No.
He did. Right. He already had made peace with how his life was going to end. He did not feel that same way for Stack. Otherwise, then that would have been the logic for him to kill him because I'm doing you a favor.
And he's been doing everything for his brother all his life.
He wouldn't have apologized if he thought killing him and setting his soul free was a favor. He wouldn't have apologized and said, "I'm sorry, I couldn't keep you safe." It was realizing that this was a lose-lose situation. Some total loss. I'm probably not going to make this out alive.
Right.
So I can't kill you and not make it out alive. I've already lost my baby. I just lost my woman. I don't have anything left to lose if I take you too.
Yep.
But this is what y'all keep failing to realize. He's already gone. If we talking about
I get it.
His soul is already gone.
I get it, but you're missing the simple human factor of being emotionally compromised.
And that's it.
You're missing that simple human factor. Because what you're doing is you're logicking this to death.
And that's what I was saying.
And that's why, Keith,
you made the mistake You make the mistake of telling Dan to put himself in his shoes.
You're right.
That was a mistake for you to do. Because at that point, Dan was moving by Dan's logic.
You told me to put myself in his shoes.
Listen, I wouldn't have did that. That's why I'm telling Keith that he made a mistake with that move.
Right.
Because Dan applied Dan logic.
That's what I'm saying. Me, I couldn't see me if I know what I got waiting for me on the other side. I can't see me leaving my brother's soul. You know what I'm saying? I ain't the most religious motherfucker out here, but I know fucking a vampire ain't of God. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I can't leave you out here like that. In my mind,
in your mind, there's the key.
I got I'm not even gonna say that. My mind, in my beliefs, I'm setting your soul free. You know what I'm saying?
But that's still about what you know. That's still about what you understand. And what I'm saying is, Smoke was emotionally compromised, and we all know. And we've had this conversation that a man does strange things when he's emotionally compromised.
Mm-hmm. Now here's the thing. I say all this to say, granted, if I get put in that situation and I'm looking at my brother, I might not be able to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's my fucking brother. You know what I'm saying? But it's you know, but mind you, and also it's still fucking me up because I go back to the Quentin Tarantino fucking scene where he said, "I give you the peace and death that I couldn't give you in life."
He give you in life,
and then that's when he killed him. You know what I'm saying? And what's crazier? But you want to know what's even crazier for me as a movie fan? If that's how it went down, I might have took it up to a B something. If he would have like him living. That kind of like when I saw the end credit scene, that really fucked me up. I'm like, and mind you, not just and I'm just thinking off of historical vampire, how vampires are portrayed in movies, how these vampires was just killing each other straight off the rip. Remember when Homeboy was knocking on the door, Cornbread just ran right up, bam, smack, right on him. So in my mind, what I'm seeing is these vampires don't have any type of bloodlust control. You dig what I'm saying? Like so it fucks me up when I see that, he can even walk in this bar and have this conversation with Sammy and it's not fucking him up. I get it. You made that promise to your brother and it's like, you know, you walking in looking like Vampire in Brooklyn now with the Coogee on. That fucked me up in the trailer. But see, that's another thing that fucked me up because they showed me the Coogee sweater in the trailer. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why does he have a Coogee? Mind you, in the trailer, they don't show you it's 1992 at that point. So I'm thinking, fucking, why the fuck does he have a Coogee on back then? But, I mean, listen, once again, I say this to say it was a great fucking movie. But just originality.
Listen, I understand.
That's where it all leads to this. That's where the C+ came from you on the originality wise. Cinematography was great. I get the messages. It's all to me. It's all great, and I hope that we get to see more. We don't see black vampire movies. Even if we don't want to live with a vampire movie, we don't. I mean, shit. We die quickly. The last good vampire movie was Vampire in Brooklyn was the last lead vampire movie. Blade, you know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying. We don't typically see this type of acting. It's always it's an action style movie.
Facts,
so it was a great movie. It was great acting, but the C+ literally just comes from. It don't come from acting, storyline, none of that. It just comes from the similarities of the movie and where I wish they where it went. And I hope that they give us Sinners too. Like they could build a universe off of this shit.
Nah, I'm cool on Sinners too. I'm cool off that. Here's actually, but thank you for the segue though. Thank you for the segue though. Go ahead. Yes, tell us why.
The reason why I say this is because what the fuck happened to them Indians and where did they come from?
The Choctaw.
That was their land.
They was chasing the original vampire. They knew once the sun went down, they bounced.
They knew they had no chance.
They knew that was a vampire.
And he literally told them, "You're protecting a monster, and what happens to you is on you." We have wiped our hands. They basically have wiped their hands of it. They said the Indians. Listen, the Indians said, "Not this time." we are not helping you white motherfuckers no more because the last time we
Facts.
did, look what it got us. So good luck.
Okay.
Me seeing you.
So I'll take the Indian story now.
Okay, so let's get into that right quick because you mentioned that you want a sequel, and I'm going to mention something that I actually would like even better than the sequel. No. Dan said he would like, yeah. So I want to mention something that everybody real quick.
I don't think we need a sequel. I think we need a prequel. I think we need a prequel.
A prequel might be dope. A prequel might be dope. A prequel might be dope. And I want to throw in another suggestion too. But I'll do that a little bit later after we get to this.
Can I say something? Because I was trying to say it, but then got so I don't know if this goes for anybody else, but for me, the whole situation with Smoke, it was like look at it like this. The whole movie started out around the three of them, the twins and Sandy.
Right.
And literally that night was about Sammy and Stack becoming who they were supposed to be, and Smoke pretty much losing everything he loved and going down for all his sins. So it was like for him, it was a loss anyway, because that's why Annie didn't really want him to be in business with his brother, period.
Right.
Because he knew his brother was always kind of a selfish ass nigga.
Right.
So it just was it's so much to this movie that could be discussed. And it's probably like this requires a whole second podcast.
Yeah, it does.
It's just a lot.
There's so many places of it that we didn't even get to
touch.
Like
that's a fact.
About the way that they actually the vampirism really didn't have to just be vampirism and whatnot, because
it didn't have to be.
That's the word. Right. It's the transformation. Right. It was about transformation. I'm trying to think of the word. Right. It was literally about transformations.
Okay.
I couldn't get out.
So I got to get to this point after Keith finished. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Keith. That the blood sucking itself was a symbolism of the way that the majority in this country have latched on to the creativity of the Black person and whatnot, and utilize it as his own muse, but taking it and giving it power. That was the reason why they were outside doing their bluegrass shit. That was the reason why they were saying they had all the money in order to get in. That was the reason why they were in a position of power to say, hey, listen, you come with us. We're going to give you all this power and all this, what you call it. All you got to do is take this little bit of pain and you'll have ultimate pleasure. So essentially what Sammy was the key to all of that, because he was the strongest of the muses. He was the one, and he was like, I'm just drawn to what the fuck you do. And I need what you have.
They wanted his gifts.
We want his gifts. We want you to be, I want to hear your voice and hear you play guitar for eternity, my nigga. I need that from you. And what happens is that, you get around all these other creative ass people too, I'm gonna bite all of y'all because I need y'all to be a part of this circle. And this is not about, this is the biggest symbol of vampirism. This shit has to do with the music industry. This has to do with the film industry. This has to do with this has to do with going to your fucking job every day. You know what I'm saying? This is what the white American institution is based upon, you know what I mean, when it comes down to Black creativity.
Y'all remember that scene, the scene when them three came up there and how they show with the ceiling on fire, everything burning down, and just how they was looking at that. That fucking scene was crazy. Like,
yes, it was.
Oh my God! Like, and mind you, when you watching it, it's. You start putting little shit together, and it's like you said, it's what the fuck was his name? Remick. The look in his fucking eyes when he heard his fucking voice and just saw him, it was like, oh, what's up? I need that. Like, I'm about all costs. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, yes, and that's why Misha's point about it not being a vampire movie, while I said two things are true. It's a vampire movie, but it's way more than a vampire movie. It's way more than that.
More than a vampire.
Because of those heavy symbolism pieces, the things that y'all all just mentioned. Even when we look at things, right, from the aspect of, can you leave the pause thing alone? I told you I'm not doing this with you, nigga. You don't like pause, niggas play pause. Let's keep it pushing. when we look at the things like the racial dynamics, the character dynamics and the racial dynamics, everything that y'all just explained about Remy, even down to Grace, how, okay, her husband, Bo, he was all down. He was cool with everything. Grace was like, I'm cool until it no longer serves us. And we can parallel that today with how you have other races, other minorities, right? Who are not white, who's cool with us until it stops serving us. Who stop serving them. They'll rock with us until it stops serving them. As the phrase goes, everybody wants to be a nigga till it's time to be a nigga. You know what I'm saying? When she saw what happened to Stack, but she's like, that's not what we here for. That's not what we came for, Bo. We're out of here, Bo. We'll go get the car, Bo. Because if she decided to stay down by law, Bo would have been inside there with her, and she wouldn't have did the stupid thing she did that led to both their deaths and both them being turned into s'mores.
Shit, even using Mary to infiltrate the entirety of the thing. Mary
that as well.
So in real life, that girl that is Josh Allen's fiance, and in real life, she really is.
She is biracial. Yes,
she's biracial. Her grandfather really is.
Her grandfather is black.
So that's a tad bit to put in. That's why when Sammy asked her what she is, she was like, I'm a human being. But then she really described to what she was. The entirety of it. See, this is what happens and whatnot. So the system will utilize
what happened?
Somebody
ignore Byron with that comment.
The system utilizes like those that are close to you, or even the familiars, the ones that can identify, in order to infiltrate the entirety of what we got going on. They use it to infiltrate the culture. They do that shit all the time. So now you're talking about the 1/8 black girlfriend that can say motherfucker better than I've ever heard. I'm like, she told her shit, get the fuck out of my face. I thought that was my black grandma auntie that said that shit.
Right. She talked like she had a black grandmama, for sure.
Exactly. Black grandma. It was wild. I was like, oh, she's like, you get the fuck out of my face.
She had some of the best bars in that whole movie.
She did. But no, I mean, honestly, so utilizing it in that way,
that was a good bar.
In turn, that was just a big deal because she's the one that she infiltrated the main portion of it. She's the one that bit Stack. She's the one that, you know what I'm saying, was kind of got him going, and he was one of the big figures in there. So
if she had never inserted herself in their business and took her ass outside, none of this would be.
But that was
Stack would have told her to mind her fucking business and
Stack would have still
told her to fall back.
Yeah, Stack's
but what did I just say? If she had never inserted herself.
Oh, that's what you're saying. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. She definitely.
They were telling
her got on that train and
they were telling her to take her ass home. He was telling her go, and she finessed him.
Yeah.
And that's another symbolism how these ones. I go.
Look at Shannon Sharp.
Look at I'm about to say.
It is what it is.
Listen.
Man.
If this movie didn't teach nobody else, and I get it, people like Myron and other people was like, man, the messaging, I hate the messaging, it's too this, it's too that. All right, that's cool, that's how you feel, that's your opinion. But let me tell you, if last week ain't tell y'all as black people to watch who you let in the circle between this movie and Shannon Sharp, if y'all ain't learned that, y'all never gonna learn. Y'all never gonna learn, okay? Grace, Mary, even Remy.
Inviting people in with the vampire.
Yes, inviting people in.
Because you can't keep just saying
all these cookout invites.
Exactly. So it's like invite only. If you keep inviting these motherfuckers in and they keep fucking up our shit, stop inviting these motherfuckers in. They can't fuck your shit up if you don't keep inviting them in to do stuff. Everybody not welcome. Everybody don't belong here. Everybody that act like us, ain't us, don't look like us, don't always rock with us. And like Nari said, they good until the getting is good until it ain't good for them no more.
I hear that.
Right. And they have the option to leave. They have the option to leave.
Yep.
Okay. While we still got to deal with all the fallout.
Exactly.
That is so true.
And this movie absolutely illustrated that in multiple ways. So yeah, I want to get to something that y'all mentioned earlier because y'all spoke about transformation. We had the discussion about prequel and sequel. So I want to offer something to y'all right quick. Okay. Since we talking about black fiction and stuff like that, I would love for Ryan Coogler to get with or to be contacted by the authors of this book called Bitter Root, right?
Okay.
I got it in the camera. Bitter Root.
Bitter Root.
So I'm a butcher this explanation because I'm doing it so short without giving it too much depth or taking it too long to explain. So it's set in that same type of time period, right? But what happens is, because I don't know if you remember what Annie misdiagnosed them as before she realized they were vampires. Y'all remember she called them hates, right?
Hates.
Yeah.
What the hell is
Hates.
Right. So the concept in Bitter Root, right, is that racism has more than just a sociological and economic impact. It literally transforms them into monsters. Physical, actual creatures, demons.
Wow. Okay.
So you have this bloodline of Black people who are, of course, combating against it. Now, and because they are the majority, pretty much the entire background for Bitterroot is wrapped around supernatural. So there are werewolves, there are vampires, there are literally beasts and monsters. Okay. So when we talk about transformation, I would love, because like y'all said, transformation played such an important part of this movie.
Right.
I would love to see him get the chance to tackle that within the same vein. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Where you set it in that era where Jim Crow was prominent, because that's where Bitterroot starts out.
Right.
Benjamin Banneker actually plays a part in the storyline. I very much, for those who are into fiction, anybody who's a geek into the comic books like me, they were supposed to actually have been an adaptation of it, but it fell through. But I would recommend Bitterroot to anybody who enjoyed Sinners and likes to read those kind of fiction. Go get yourself the graphic novel, pick it up. You'll see the parallels in such a way that you would love, like me, to see it adapted, because now you've seen somebody be able to bring these notes to life.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? As far as, like you said, because if you just see Bitterroot, right? Like I'll just show you the cover. Right. You see Black people armed with guns.
Right. Okay.
So it just looks like it's just an action thing.
Right.
The same way if I showed you inside, you would see the monsters and think, oh, it's just a monster movie. Like you got this boy on this cover right here who just looks like a monster.
But he's turned into a monster because he's racism and hate.
Because he had to deal, because of racism and hate. Okay. And even the Black people are poisoned by the hate. So some of them transform as well.
Do you? My question to you is: do you think that Hollywood, and I say Hollywood, but the now, mind you, this can be made, of course. But do you think that they would allow something that's so blatantly showing basically racist white folks as monsters, or do you think they would allow that to come out?
Sinners pretty much did it at a lower level. Yeah. If we're being honest. I don't think it would be. I don't think it would be critically acclaimed the way Sinners are. I don't think it would be critically acclaimed the way Sinners are.
The reason I say that now, mind you, like I said, of course, getting out. So with Sinners it's there, but it's not as overt. It's not which how you describe what that novel is. You know what I'm saying? This is. Is there any Black people that turn into monsters in there?
That's what I'm saying. The joint I showed you, he was Black. Okay, the page I showed you, he was Black.
All right, cool. See, that's what I'm saying. I didn't know if it was strictly like a Black white people turning into monsters through racism.
Yeah, the violence and hatred transforms everybody who's consumed by it.
Okay, got you.
So even some of the Black people, then also, even if they're on the side of the good, they turn into monsters as well, because now you're more given into the violent part, right? It's not just self-defense. You're so concerned with going on offense. Now you a monster too.
No, that could be a joint. I think that'll be all right.
I think we got an open lane for stuff like that. And even with even with Watchmen. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
That was heavy socio-political.
So right. So I think that we've now, even when initially it wasn't a lot of social political things going on with the movie, but by the time that the show hit HBO, it kind of took on a life of its own and whatnot, and it kind of
absolutely.
They even they transform a lot of the characters and kind of put them a little bit more on a ground level, especially with Regina King's character. I just think, honestly think that we're in a time period now where the pieces that a lot of Black actors are making. So I actually went to go see The Lady in the Yard. And The Lady in the Yard is a horror movie, but it's not what you think it is. And similar to Sinners and similar to a lot of different films, I think that I think that Jordan Peele kind of led the way with certain things. I just don't think that Jordan Peele, bar for bar, is the most creative. I think the scheme of what he's trying to do is a good look. It's just that
it's not being.
The detail is
it's not there.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the
he can't give you 5 get outs.
Right. He can't. So by the time you get to a note, you're like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? I get it. And then also what it is that a lot of it, the social economical things and whatnot, then you also got to look at who's making them. Now you're talking about a dude that's from, where's Ryan Coogler from? South Central LA, from Compton, something like that.
Compton.
Oakland, right? So you got to look at it now. You also got to remember though that Jordan Peele is biracial and from Middle America.
I'm about to say he's a different type of woman altogether.
Like the difference between what they were talking about, like Ava DuVernay, and what's the other Black female one, the one that did Candyman. Like these, especially the way that they're approaching these things, they want to do social political things in these movies, whether they're horror movies, whether they're action movies, whether series in a particular way or not. It's just that it has to be the right one in order to deliver the message across. So you're right, Ryan Coogler would be a good look in order to make that happen. And a lot of these movies are coming out that are not strictly. And I think a lot of times we think of it like, cause I came with the same premise. I didn't think it was going to be of that sort. I just wanted to see what Ryan Coogler was going to do making a vampire movie. And lo and behold, the shit came out to be a completely and utterly different thing than I thought it would be. So yeah, I'm all for it, man. I just love to see us making these big budget. It don't even have to be big budget, even smaller budget. But I like
small budget, but big dollar amounts.
I like it to bring in big budget dollars.
These blockbuster movies.
Can we please get the fuck away from the hood movies? That's all I'm asking.
That's another reason why I like this. Another reason why I like this.
And trauma movie and Black trauma movies alone.
Completely different portrayal.
I'm tired of seeing it.
Movies and Black trauma. I don't need no more of it.
It gets old after a while, and that's kind of the point of everything. It's like, bro, like the moment that, like I said before, that's why Get Out was a game changer. That's the reason why, to me, this movie is a fucking. This ain't just a game changer, my nigga. This unplugs the console and brings in the fucking arcade game. This shit is. I agree. This is different right here. Like, if y'all don't know, you know what I'm saying, I guess. I have a screenplay that I've been sitting on for almost 10 years now. And it's a screenplay, and, I got it copywritten, and I let Ty read it, and she loves it, this, that, the third. And I've never taken a step in order to do it. But it's not the typical, it's not hood shit at all. There's nothing hood about the screenplay. You know what I'm saying? It's a psychological thriller. It's a horror movie. It's all that shit, that Mish, that you like. Like, it's good shit. It's like that. But I think that in the creative space, I think that it's a good look for us to start making the shit that we like and that might have a good image. You know what I'm saying? Putting us in a good image, making us look like we're working hard and we're doing something rather than just riding around shooting each other and selling drugs and trying to be a fucking kingpin.
Or fucking being slaves every time.
That's what I said. I hate that trauma porn. That's what I call it at this point. It's Black trauma porn.
And here's the problem is that a lot of people, and then what I realize is that the YNs, we got to be careful about the way that we even present sinners to a lot of these young people.
That's a fact.
Because they don't understand the difference between slavery and sharecropping.
That's
like they don't know nothing about this shit. They look at it and say, "Oh, he's in the field picking cotton. He's a slave."
He's a slave.
I'm like, I don't see a nigga making him do that.
Quick moment to pause right quick because Mish got to go handle some real life business. So let us let the lady exit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no! Say bye to everybody.
It was great. It was great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mish, for always doing what you do.
We're about to do a part 2 and talk about the symbolism, like
we
all the things aside.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm down.
All right, guys.
Let's get it done.
Talk to y'all later. Have a great night. Thank you.
All right, peace. I ain't got too much longer either. I gotta get up.
Love you, Mish. Appreciate you.
I gotta be working 4:32. Shit, I'm about to get my little 4 hours of sleep. Oh boy.
I dig it. Man. All right, y'all can go ahead and finish out what y'all was saying before we wrap up. I just want to, make sure she got her moment.
But no, like I honestly think that the creativity bill. This is the opportunity where people need to. And I'll be honest with you, I think that this is where Black Hollywood is starting to get out of its gang, out of its fucking what do they call it, gangster rap mode, and moving over into the Kanye space, quote unquote, not actual Kanye, but you know what I mean. Remember when rap took that?
We're taking off the throwback jerseys and putting on real clothes.
There we go. And then everything wasn't shoot 'em up, bang bang. There was some intricate shit going on. And it just sounds as if that we're trying to put together some symbolism and something that actually matters. You know what I mean?
Ryan Coogler said something that I mean, like, we're all fans of him, as we all admit it. But he said something that matters to me, and that, like you said, gives me hope for future Black movie makers. Is that in doing this, he wanted to show an example of taking back our power in terms of making the movies that tell the stories that we feel are important. We've seen enough non-Black storytellers try to tell our stories and do all kind of wickedness with it. We've seen our own people just sit there and, like we said, a bunch of either slave stuff or hood stuff. You know what I'm saying? Be lazy and repetitive.
See our movies whitewashed with white movies about fucking Egypt and Africa with nothing but fucking white actors.
For white people. Right. Crazy. So either we're being whitewashed or we're got people who's willing to play to the lowest common denominator. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So movies like these, and don't get me wrong, some of those movies worked in their times depending on how they were done for whatever they were done for in that time, some of them, but most of them. No, we are not going into the Kanye space, bro. But most of them, if we look back on it now, despite how much we enjoyed it, back then, both of them, we could kind of see where the destructive parts kind of, we still dealing with some of the fallout from that shit.
So it like Mario, depends on certain movies you're talking about. Like, so when you get like are the movies that like them hood movies, like what I say, for instance, hood movies like Boys in the Hood, Men's Society. The reason why those movies were good for that time period is because as a young boy from Philly, I didn't know what the other side of the country looked like.
Right, it was stories that had to be told.
That in LA that there was even hood niggas over there. You dig what I'm saying? Like to watch that, see how they give it up, and even watch that and be like, well, damn, Philly ain't that bad. If this is what they got going on, if this is what they got going, I ain't never been shot because I had on a red hat. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that was for them type of movies, for that, but for that to still be our prominent genre is fucking either the murder, death, kill style, the hustler, you know what I'm saying? Give me the Black horror film. Give me the Black psychological thriller. You dig what I'm saying? Like, I want to see more of us in this space. Like, I mean, it's more to us than just slavery, fucking killing each other, selling drugs. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to see more.
No,
I agree. Because we are more. We're far more than that. So, That's why we all appreciate, that kind of mindset of deliberately and intentionally making movies that show more than that side, that show the spiritual side, that show the supernatural even to an extent, that show the, like you said, psychological side, even the side where it's just like, okay, yeah, we're going to take true events that happen, but we're not going to sit there and hit you with the black trauma porn. We're going to show you how we built infrastructure. We're going to show you, you know what I'm saying, what that looks like. Like, not just showing you Tulsa burning, let's show you Tulsa functioning. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, listen,
let's show you how Tulsa was when it was good.
I need a Black Wall Street movie, like, how did we get there? But now I will tell you this: I did hear. Do y'all know Lake Lanier?
Yeah,
built man-made lake built on a black town.
Yeah.
I did. They're supposed to be making a horror movie based on that, whereas though, because they say there's in real life a lot of unexplained drownings. And you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So they're supposed to be making, shit like even stuff like that. If you want to give me some history, all right, to give me that history right there. Teach me that, because there's 1,000 motherfuckers out here that don't know that there's a whole fucking, not just one. There's fucking Manhattan at one point. Not Manhattan. Fucking
not Manhattan.
What's the park out there? Central Park. That was fucking built on fucking a black town. You know what I'm saying? Give me that story. What was Central Park before Central Park? You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. I'm tired of seeing Rosewood. You know what I'm saying? Granted, it's history, and sad to say, they're not going to be teaching this shit in the years to come. So those movies
it was important for its time.
You know what I'm
saying? Was important for its time. It was.
And it's still important for
country too.
Another good joint. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like shit, even shit like that. That was a great joint. Like shit like that, Lo. Yeah. I'm glad that you got black actors and black directors like Ryan Coogler that's willing to push the bar into what and to change the narrative of what we're usually portrayed in, like, the media and in cinema. You know what I'm saying? Usually we the hustlers, we the killers, we out here, we selling drugs to our people, this, that, and the third. Show us in a different light, nigga. Show me, but I need to see black motherfucking Hogwarts. You know what I'm saying? I want to be a black wizard, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for real.
I mean, y'all didn't have a hood Hogwarts, nigga. I know there was like a little underschool somewhere around there. Give me something.
For real, shoot, I was hyped when they let you make a black character in the Hogwarts game with actual texture to their hair. I was like, no.
Listen,
I wasn't a huge Harry Potter fan, but I love to see a black Star Wars, dog. Give me
a real one, a
whole situation. Give me a
real one.
Look, you know what I'm saying, to where is that we can, it's a black director. And here's the funny thing about it: Ryan Coogler would be the type of guy that can do it. So then you start talking about, everybody else. It just takes a couple people to be able to make these films and to make these things come to light in order for us to change our perspective. We only do what like.
Yes, say it. We follow the formula.
Right, we
follow a formula.
We live in a world of copycats, bro. Like, and that's really what it is. Like, we do what we see. So that's why it's 900 hood movies, because people think that that's the shit that
ticket
we all
to
know how to make. But at the end of the day, if we was the foremost, you know what I'm saying, go getters in, if we make, Jurassic Park, if we make Star Wars, if we make all the super duper thorough shit, all of a sudden the kids are going to start looking at it and seeing a face like theirs making this big budget shit. That's why it's so important for Ryan Coogler. That's the reason why it's so important for Ava DuVernay or Jordan Peele to be able to see this shit going on and be like, yo, that shit is dope, and we can really, really do it. Like, and shit. It's inspiring. I'm 42 years old, and it's inspiring to me. Like is, you know what I mean? Knowing that you can just, you can go ahead and get it done. He said, I want to make Slash about a dude running around killing people that refuse to change the smoke alarm. Man!
They're going to say it's going to be fire. That's Myron for y'all, man.
Hey, listen, I'll be the first nigga getting killed in that movie.
No, yeah.
You guarantee Myron going big, man. Listen. Now on that note, we ready to wrap the hell up. That's a good note to wrap up on, man. Listen, first and foremost, man, thank you everybody who was in the chat. Shout out to Mimi. Of course, you know, my wonderful co-host. We kind of drowned her out this episode a little bit. But you know, she'll be back. She'll be back. Children of Blood and Bone. Yeah. I forgot about that. And I think that is a show that it should be out, shouldn't it?
What is that on?
It's a fiction, John. I'm trying to remember. But I think somebody's adapting it, but
it don't matter. I'll just look up whatever. All that shit come on.
All right, we'll look into that.
I got Sinners in 4K on the TV behind me right now. I'll put that shit right on if I feel like watching it.
Good suggestion, bro. Good suggestion, little bro. Good suggestion. We'll look into that. In fact, my son actually read the book. My son and my wife read the book before, so I'll get some more information from them about that. But for sure, once again, I gotta remind y'all, whether you're in Philly or near Philly, this Sunday at 4:00 p.m., the Podcast Link Philly Crew live Podcast Link live Philly Crew. We'll be doing our third live show. Okay, we smashed the first two. We brought new hitters like Kelly K and Big Dan himself. Okay, if you was at the first live show, you saw he was giving it up from the crowd. So now he's on stage with us. And he's going to be giving out that great content, that great commentary. The energy y'all saw tonight don't even compare to what he does on his show and what y'all going to get on the stage. For sure.
I appreciate that, yeah. And I appreciate
for sure. He's going to take it up 2, 3 more levels, man.
Philly support Philly. I appreciate the love.
Philly support Philly.
I appreciate y'all reaching out. Best believe Unc gonna be in the building and he gonna give y'all a totally fucked up recap on one of our shows. You know what I'm saying? He gonna fuck the recap all the way up again. But I appreciate y'all, man. What is it? 218
West Shelton Avenue. Yes, sir.
4 o'clock on the dot, man. 4 means 4. You know what I'm saying? Get in the building.
The doors open at 4. I ain't trying to hear you. I don't know where you sitting. The doors open at 4. Again, it's going to be Big Dan, Mr. Know-It-All, Tone the Promoter, Sonny, Star, Dana, Taya, me. I am Hank. We will all be in the building, y'all.
Yes,
and we are going to blow a K's Cafe the lid off. We blowing the lid off of K's Cafe, man. Great content. We got J-Rock and C-Cash performing. They're going to burn it down on the mics. And for those of you who like to move your feet, there will indeed be line dancing. They doing the boots on the ground. So ladies, bring your fans. And I would say fellas, bring your fans, but if I see one of you dudes with fans, I'm probably going to tease you.
Oh, yeah, no.
I ain't going to lie to you.
And hosted by my man, comedian Mel Harris. You know, don't forget that.
I can't leave that out, man, because he's an awesome host.
DJ KDL on the wheels of steel, man. Definitely, he's in the building as well, man. DJ KDL, you know what I mean? Doing his
It is going to be a movie. Don't cheat yourself and end up mad on Monday because what you missed. Nah, man. Pull up and bring somebody with you.
Small $25, something light. You know what I'm saying?
Listen.
For a night out?
Get there
for a night out on a smooth Sunday? Come on, man. 25, you got, you know what I mean?
Get there early. We got drink specials. We got signature drinks. Of course, you know what I'm saying? The kitchen is open.
Multiple vendors.
Vendors
in there. Shout out to Mood and Senses. Shout out to what's the name? What's the sweets? The sweets.
Oh yeah. Shoot, I'm messing it up. Oh my gosh, she gonna kill me. Simply the Shea. Simply the Shea Catering.
Simply the Shea Catering. Shout out to her, whatnot.
And also shout out to my folks from DC from the Yo Cuz podcast. Right. They gonna be vending there as well. You know what I'm saying? Mind over matter apparel. They'll be vending there as well and be in the building.
So we got vendors, and we have the opportunity for y'all to come through and talk. We got plenty of mics that we're going to bring out to the crowd and whatnot, and we want to get y'all opinions and whatnot. It's going to be completely and utterly interactive. You're going to get a chance to vote on your favorite panels. You're also going to be able to play panel 3.
Panel 3.
So you're also going to be able to give your input.
Oh, the verses too, bro.
Oh yeah, the verses as well between Ty and Hype, hosted by me. I'm gonna be the hype man for that joint. So we essentially have 3 action-packed hours for y'all, and it's gonna be running. There's gonna be drinks in the system. It's gonna be during the day, so you can still make it home in time to get in bed, to get up to go to work in the morning. It's gonna be a vibe. And the whole situation is gonna be a vibe. It's at a hot spot. It's at King's Cafe. If you don't have your ticket on hand, if you don't feel like doing the technological way and all that other shit, you come to the door.
You can't pay at the door.
You can pay at the door, pay the $25. Now here's the thing. If you are a fan of one of the podcasters, when you get to the door, please let the podcasters know, or let the person know who you're there to see. Trust me, just do it. If you like all of us and that's what you want to be there for, to say, listen, I just came to see the show, more than welcome and whatnot. Please come early, because I'm telling you, it's going to be set up, geared up, and ready to go. And I don't want you to be salty. Damn, I'm sitting in the back because, you know what I mean? I didn't get my seat, you know what I'm saying? Where I can see everything on the stage. Should have got there early, you know what I mean? So
4 is 4.
Hey, we making moments all for the whole show. So you going to mess around, get there late, and miss something. All right? But nonetheless, the door's still going to be open. We're still going to let you in, and it's still going to be amazing.
Yeah.
All right. From the jump to the wrap up, we are going to give y'all a spectacular show. As Frank Lucas said, I guarantee it. Put my name on that. You heard?
I stand by it. I guarantee it.
I stand by it. So again, King's Cafe, 218 West Shelton Avenue. All right, that's in the Germantown section of Philadelphia. Pull up. Enjoy everything we got to offer to y'all this Sunday, okay? We'll see y'all there. May the 4th be with you. You know what I'm saying? On behalf of my glorious co-host, Mimi the Goddess, on behalf of, wait. Do any of you brothers have something y'all need to drop for your prospective podcast? In fact, let's do that. Let them know where they can find y'all. Starting with Dan, please represent for your pod. For the squad.
Bridgin the Gap Podcast, man. You can find us on all streaming platforms. That's BTG Podcast 215. Just type that in. Or if you want to type the whole thing out, it's Bridgin with no G. There's no G in Bridgin. You will not find us. Some other niggas will pop up. But just type in BTG Podcast 215, and we is on there. Also, every Monday, you can catch me and my brother Hype doing recaps. Right now, we recapping Raising Canaan. And you know, we going to be moving forward with that as soon as Canaan is off. We're going to be moving on to another show. We'll let you know about that. Every Friday, you can catch me going live on YouTube with the Yo Cuz podcast. Usually, one of the brothers, me or one of the brothers from Bridgin the Gap is on there with them. We try to all get on there every week, but you know, every now and then, somebody might oversleep like I did the last time, but that wasn't my fault. You know what I'm saying?
Life be life.
Yeah, I mean, life be life, and I be tired. Plus, I was up the mountains. I don't know if y'all know. I was up there in Bear Country last week. It was rough out there. You know what I'm saying? That's why I came back all hype about the motherfucking gorilla, because I was out there where the bears was at. I was cocky, but now it's kind of dying down. I don't know. We might not win.
You up there with the women's bodyguard or whatnot. And yeah, so
let's go, Mr. Know-It-All.
Mr. Know-It-All podcast. You can find the audio on all your digital streaming platforms or whatnot. Your Apple Podcast, your Spotify, your Amazon Music, and all the other, you know what I'm saying, low budget joints that you can get your hands on. They got all different types of players and shit. They got podcasts. So check out anywhere you want to or whatnot. It's Mr. Know-It-All. Know-It-All is one word, and it's in quotation marks. Mr. Know-It-All podcast, right? Also, you can find the video for everything on the Know-It-All network. Know-It-All is also in quotation marks, but you can definitely find it on there. The Know-It-All network has everything from all the Mr. Know-It-All podcast episodes, from the limited series barcast that I did from a few years back. From Deaf Do Us or whatnot. There was another podcast that I did. And Also, you're going to find the Mr. Know-It-All Knows series. There's a series of live videos that I've done. I recently just did an interview with Celine Wiggins, who is actually the owner of the King's Cafe, where we're going to be doing a live show on Sunday. Check that out. There's doing numbers out there. People are loving the clips and stuff that we're putting out. Gives a real quick hit, but great insight on Black entrepreneurship and his rise from, doing things like Herbalife all the way up to being a partner owner of a King's Cafe. So it's a good look all the way around. Just get to that. But that's all on the Know It All Network, and that's on YouTube. And look out for the Patreon coming soon after, yeah. And also look out
Yes,
for,
sir.
we're about to launch the once a month running podcast link Philly Pod. So when we get that started, you guys will be let know about it. So yeah, man, it's a wave. It's all a go. So we're getting together. We're gearing it up, getting shit moving. And yeah, that's all I got.
All right, man. Listen, I appreciate y'all coming on, man. Represent my brother, providing great content, great conversation, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. That is the point of Life Be Life, to show Black people in a safe space, holding difficult conversations, but interesting conversations that push the culture forward. And I think we absolutely accomplished that tonight. So once again, I appreciate y'all. On behalf of Mimi the Goddess, on behalf of my brother A.C. that's who we always be, on behalf of the sponsor of Life Be Life and 2 Kings 215, Simply the Shade Catering, aka Peach with the Cakes, on behalf of Bridgin the Gap, on behalf of the Mr. Know It All Network, and on behalf, of course, of Podcast Link Philly. As I always say, be smart, be respectful, be safe and stay dangerous. Be kind to as many people as you possibly can. I know some people gonna make that impossible. Don't worry about it. But just make sure everybody under the sound of my voice take the time out every single day to be kind to yourselves, because you cannot pour from an empty cup. Appreciate y'all. We love y'all, and we hope to see y'all on Sunday. May the 4th be with y'all, and may y'all be with us on the 4th.